Hey, I bet I know where you got them shoes. Oh, right. No.
I can tell Doc where he got his hat.
This report is sponsored by Arapahoe Basin.
Hey, we're up.
Slow spots in the Valley Drive metro area, but no major problems. Stall accident-free above on the Mountain Highway.
Mark, we're gonna have some fun today.
Always do.
Yeah, we got the A team here. You, me, Mark, and Danny.
How you lose?
What is today?
You want me to be funny or sedate?
I don't think you can be sedate.
Yeah, I want to see you be sedate. Yes.
I forgot to bring his medication.
Huh?
Yeah, you be sedate. I like that.
I'll be sedate.
You be sedate.
I'll act like I'm on Valium. Hey,
Hey, man.
What's happening?
Join Arapahoe Basin this spring for fun events, concerts, and awesome snow conditions.
I knew Arapahoe. Did you ever? I met a girl one time.
Go to arapahoebasin.com.
She was from a different tribe.
Arapahoe for more information.
What?
I think I knew her too.
Did you know her? I should. You know what? I'm terrible. How come the stuff that you want to forget that someone tells you, you go, that's terrible, and then you can't get it out of your mind?
That's true.
I love the bullet points. Yet no one can understand this because they're not looking at it. But
our website is colawfirm.com.
yeah, I know that.
Not personalinjurydenver.com.
Well, okay. Well, quit changing it. My God, last time I talked to you, you weren't sure if your phone number worked. And it does work, because before I put those spots up, I dialed it. It does work.
Good.
Hey, I don't have a... Oh, yeah, I do. God dang it.
So, are you going... Wait. We're not allowed to shake hands anymore.
Didn't Daphne give you one of those mic?
So I
You're
just
supposed to sing happy birthday.
Whose birthday
Happy
is it?
birthday.
I've just been
No,
kissing
when
people
you
on the
wash
lips.
your hands.
Oh, really?
I never heard that, but now I've heard it on the news
yeah.
like 3 times.
Oh,
They
happy
say sing
birthday
happy
or the
That's how you know it's
ABCs.
30 seconds?
Or say the ABCs, but I know you forget some.
How many letters are in the ABCs? Come on,
26.
smart ass.
26.
No, they added one.
Hey, you can ask me what I think about the coronavirus and not being able to shake hands anymore with people.
I don't. They say bumping fist isn't even the best.
Good. I'm not going to tell you what way I'm going to answer, but you need to ask me about that.
Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions. We're here to get directly involved in your life and make your life better. That's what we do. Listen, you've been ripped off. You've been taken advantage of. I personally want to hear from you, and I want to help. That's the goal. The goal is to take the call, use the power of the media, which we do very well. In fact, we've become very good at that, to make your life better. Simple as that. We put pressure on the scumbags. Yeah, I'll say it. We put pressure on the people that make your life miserable. And we have a little way of doing it. It's called an audience. It's called a radio show. It's called media with a purpose. Here's a phone number, 3037-138-255. We help in numerous different ways. Maybe a contractor ripped you off like we're going to talk about here in a little bit. We have a flooring problem that I can't wait to dive into. And on top of that, maybe you got a bad landlord. Maybe you hired a bad attorney. Maybe you got bad advice from somewhere. There's numerous different things we can help on. It's very simple, 3037-138-255. Good friend of mine in today, Marco Bendinelli with the Bendinelli Law Firm. Marco, you asked me before we went on air if you should be, how did he put it, Deputy Dan? Should he be subdued? Marco subdued. Can you imagine this?
I asked you whether I should be myself or be sedate.
Sedated. Yes, I can
Not
see.
sedated.
Sedated, yes.
Sedate.
I think we need to sedate him, Doc. What do you think?
I forgot to bring his medication, so
Oh,
we're
my
all in
goodness.
trouble today.
You know, here's something that's crazy. I bet when you get in front of a jury, there's a lot of times you'll go to trial on stuff. You guys do personal injury. You do all kinds of stuff.
I try more cases than just about any attorney in the state, and it's been that way for 3 or 4 years.
I bet he's folksy as hell with that jury. I bet you can, I'm not kidding, I bet you can connect with a jury better than most people.
All I do is tell them the truth.
Well, yeah, but you still have to connect. You can tell the truth in a very boring way, or you can tell the truth in a very animated way.
That's correct.
My assumption is you're probably animated.
I am somewhat animated even when I try to be sedate.
Even sedate, yes.
Not sedated, sedate.
What is
Is
the
that our
trick?
word of the day?
What is the trick connecting with the jury? Seriously, when you're trying to convince a jury that the other person's client or the insurance company or whoever it is wronged this person, hurt them, changed their life, and you're asking for $1 million and they're offering, $1,000, how do you connect with that jury? Do you put the jury in the place of your client?
Well, you're not allowed to do that. That's called a violation of the golden rule. When you ask the jury to put themselves in the shoes of the plaintiff.
So how do you do it without doing it, I would assume?
Well, I say imagine if it was your daughter.
Oh, but you can't
Okay,
say...
that is the silver rule. See, I've invented the silver rule. You can't violate the golden rule.
Wow, that's interesting.
So I invented the silver rule.
Which, of course, in some instances, that could even be
More
a
power.
better visual.
It can be. And, and I draw the objection from the other side, but and then I have to inform the judge and the other lawyer the status of the law. And then I win on that argument.
How does it work? And I promise I'll get to the phones, but if there is if you say something and you break the golden rule, can they ask for a mistrial? And if it's something like that, would that generally be granted right then and there? And then more importantly, do you bill your client for that? Or that's a oops?
You can't do that. In fact, I am one of the only lawyers that I know that has been granted a mistrial against me. Can you believe that?
Against you?
Yes.
What does that mean, a mistrial against you?
That means during closing argument after 3 or 4 days of witnesses.
Oh, man.
And, do you know how much money it costs to bring in all the witnesses and physicians and healthcare providers?
Experts. A lot of money.
Right.
We love it.
So, anyway, I know you do, Deputy Doc. But I got granted a mistrial in the middle of my closing argument.
What did you say?
We can't talk about it on the air.
Okay.
Okay, but and the other side was celebrating, right?
Man.
And I got like $35,000 in sanctions.
Oh.
Because, the judges love me.
What ultimately happened? Did you have to start over?
I had to retry that case.
Did you win?
Big.
Okay, good. So the mistake paid off.
So, it's not over until the fat lady sings.
Yeah, that's true. They say that. All right, 303-713-8255. Suzanne, can we get Buddy Mitchell on? And then I will take Stephanie because I want him listening to it. Meantime, Joe, what's going on with you? Joe?
Yes, hello?
What's up, Joe?
So I had surgery for my gallbladder at Swedish last January,
Okay.
and they didn't register me correctly, so none of the agencies got paid. Radiology.
What do you mean they didn't? So when they did the intake, they didn't get your name right, or what do you mean by that?
They didn't get my insurance correct.
Oh, okay. Did you have insurance at the time?
I did. I was actually an employee at Swedish at the time too, so I had Swedish's insurance.
Oh.
And so I had surgery. A couple months goes by, and then I start getting the calls about not getting paid. So there was about 6. There was like anesthesiologist, the surgeon, the ER bill, the ER physician. There was radiology. I can't remember if I said
you name it. I understand. You go to the emergency room or you go to the hospital, you got multiple entities coming after their money.
Yeah. So they call me. I give them all the insurance information. Well, all but one place got their claims in time, and it was the surgeon. The surgeon for Swedish, he's the main trauma surgeon, head surgeon, and I was pretty honored to have him doing surgery on me, is out of network. And come to find out...
Wait a minute. The surgeon was out of network?
Yes, the surgeon. Swedish's main trauma surgeon, they're a level 1 trauma center, their lead trauma surgeon is out of network.
Even, this is the amazing part to me is you have Swedish hospital insurance because you work there.
Yep.
and their lead surgeon does not accept.
Really, it's a co-employee.
Well,
right?
it's crazy, though. I mean, just that part of it to me is nuts. I mean, there's nothing we're going to do about it. But the guy goes to Swedish to do surgery. Someone that works there that has Swedish health insurance, whatever they use, isn't covered. But anyhow, okay, so they're out of network. Now what?
So I spoke with this lady through the collection. They sent it to collections. I spoke with her multiple times. She was extremely rude.
Is your insurance paying anything, though, on it? Just because they're out of network, they pay something.
Well, talking to my insurance, I come to find out that out of network doesn't mean that they don't accept my insurance. It means that they have stricter guidelines that they must follow when it comes to billing. They have a shorter time that they have to file a claim with the insurance company. Well, they obviously missed that time.
Joe, was this an emergency surgery?
Yeah, I went into the emergency room, and 4 hours later, I had my gallbladder.
Well, generally, I mean, Doc, Marco, generally, when it's an emergency, the out-of-network
doesn't apply.
Unless if you stick around longer than you're supposed to in the recovery or something.
Right. Well, you know,
but Joe,
the patient doesn't have any control of that.
Well, no, it's an
you're
emergency.
Exactly right. There's usually a provision or an endorsement.
Well, there'd have to be. Imagine if you have a heart attack in a restaurant. What are you going to say? Hey, is that hospital? Is that ER in network?
Right.
So, Joe, where does it stand right now?
So I gave them all my information. Everybody kind of quit calling. Everybody did quit calling me. Well, everybody got paid except for this surgeon.
How much?
They have
How much?
$6,000. Like $6,000, $59.64.
I hate to say it. That sounds cheap as hell for a surgery. I mean, I can't believe in this day and age I'm saying it, but it does. Is that
half hour?
Haven't you hit your max out of pocket with all the other bills, or no?
Yeah, so it was only supposed to be $200 out of my pocket. The insurance was good. As soon as they actually started paying, it actually worked out really well in my favor. They paid the hospital bill. I mean, it was like.
But the only thing you're dealing with now is this surgeon, right?
This surgeon.
All right, hold tight. I got to take a break. I'll come right back to you. Stephanie, you hold on. We're going to get to that flooring problem. We're getting an expert on there. 303-713-8255. I'll tell you when a line's open.
Tim's taxes were
right.
Is it just me?
That's what they should have done. But you know what? But
hold on. Hold on, guys. Right after this.
Is he grumpy?
Hey.
He wakes up like that.
All right, windows, siding, doors, and more. K&H has what you're looking for. These guys are great. I actually have known Ted Rowland, the owner of K&H, for at least 25 years, and I'll tell you how. I sold him computers years and years ago when I owned Mountain Peak Computers. They're a great guy. It's a great company. They have great warranties. And what's nice about a company that's been around this long is, guess what? If you ever have any warranty issues, they're going to be there. Do you realize Tom had some windows done from them 10, 15 years ago, had a problem, they were right out, and they covered the warranty. And right now, there is great, great savings. It's this time of year. 25% off siding. You have to call these guys now to lock in this price. 303-421-7100. Windows, siding, doors, and more. K&H. 303-421-7100, or check them out at khwindows.com.
Hey, Marco. This guy says, I was facing a $10,000 bill and I ended up getting everything covered as soon as I presented the statute to my insurance company. So is there a statute that says that they have to
cover the emergency surgery? Yeah.
Well, but you know, the most, and I'm not kidding, Mark.
Well,
you brought that energy.
Yeah.
You know, and I just heard it again, which is reminded me.
But we'll constantly update and move.
Yeah. But I wanted to tell you that. I'm not blowing smoke.
Well,
I mean, I was like, wow. But what we missed here is that the surgeon's office delayed in billing.
Yes,
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, but they can. I've received medical bills a fucking year later, man.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any.
And you know what?
billing
Listen,
time.
health insurance policies, they make them so you can't read them. Okay, you know you got an auto policy, and you know it'll be like 48 pages. Even that's a pain in the ass to read, right? But have you ever got a health insurance policy? It's like 280
Can I have
pages.
that contract for line 3
So here's
if
another
you have
thing
it
that
up there?
happened that he hasn't said. He was served by the collection agency.
Yeah.
His
Oh,
ex-wife.
no kidding.
Okay, his ex-wife got it and didn't tell him about it.
Well, that's not personal service.
Okay.
Okay, you could do a motion to quash.
Okay, that's where that's. So
Did
he
they,
never-
well,
so he
was
never
it
went.
the same address?
Yes.
And
Yes. His address. She got it. And then,
oh, they were married at the time.
I think they were married, or she was visiting there with the daughters there and stuff.
Hey, I'm going to talk about SaferNet when I come
So I
back.
don't know how that.
Would you
that's-
send me the
that's
clip
your-
of it? I'm
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
try
yeah.
to shrink it down to a 30.
Now, how do I know that?
How do you know
How
that?
do I know that? I read into what he's saying on here. You didn't get that?
No, you're like clairvoyant. Is your first name Claire?
Claire. Hey, I got a joke for you.
That's how he knows where your shoes came from.
Yeah,
That's right.
He's clairvoyant.
Well, you know what? These were a Christmas gift, so he really did almost get me again.
I got a joke for you. Do you like jokes?
I love jokes.
What do you call it when a lawyer is buried up to their neck in
What
cement?
paperwork did you want?
A good start.
For Christy, the Meritage
Not
squeaky
enough
floor.
cement.
Okay, but I have
Yeah,
already
a lack
mentioned
of
the one
cement.
for the Home Depot.
Yep.
So,
I'm going to do that
Good.
first.
okay, here's
You
some
never
Home
heard
Depot
those?
stuff.
Finishing
Oh
up
my
with Joe
goodness.
first.
Okay. There's Home Depot, and then do you want the court paperwork for Meritage?
You know what? This is so much fun being here.
That sounds like a lot of money though for a golf ladder. I mean, we used to get.
Well,
like,
it's about a half
Hey,
hour.
do you have
service.
those pictures of the floor?
Yes.
we used to get only $2,000 for a C-section.
Hold on, guys.
Crazy.
Yeah, but he probably doesn't get that full $6,000 either.
Well, yeah, he does. I mean, you know, he's got.
Hold on, guys. All right, Master Rooter Plumbing. I talk about these guys all the time. Listen to this. Plumbers that don't rip your head off when it comes to pricing. They even give discounts to senior citizens. They give discounts to military and single-income families. 24/7 emergency service. Great service. Great, great, great. I can't impress that enough. And on top of that, if you just need a sink installed or a toilet, they are the go-to plumbers. Ready for the number? Write it down. You're going to need a plumber. 720-434-3406. 720-434-3406. Okay, that's that. Did you see that one they saved, Dan? They had an $18,000 estimate, and they knocked it out for fucking $8,900.
Estimate for what?
Sewer line.
Oh. They're great.
And like you said about Smith down in the Springs, that's ridiculous that,
Oh, geez. He learned a lesson, though.
he did learn a lesson. Angie, would you put that on hold? Oh, I didn't see Suzanne in there. All right, 303-713-8255. I'll let you know when a line's open, but if you've been ripped off or taken advantage of, you found the right place to go. You found the correct show. By the way, the only show of its kind. I'm going to hop right back, though, to Joe. So Joe ends up getting emergency service. And did you say Porter? I already forgot what hospital. Swedish, that's right.
Swedish.
Aren't they the ones that had the dirty needles? I think so, but maybe I'm wrong. Somebody did.
There were allegations regarding.
Yeah, well, there were settlements, too, if I recall, or there's going to be.
Yes, but
or
I
a
wanna be
class
careful.
action.
Mark, can I be careful?
You can be careful.
Thank you.
You can be careful. All right, so, Joe, you've got this surgeon coming after you for $6K. Why is your insurance not paying? What did they tell you?
So the insurance was willing to pay. They paid everything else. They said, yeah, if they would have submitted a bill, they have 180 days to submit a claim. They never submitted a claim. We'll pay it.
Yeah, but they're
they
still
said now.
Marco, let me ask you something. I have gotten bills, I mean, literally 6-7 months later, and my insurance company has paid them. Why would this be any different? I mean, honestly. So I hire an insurance company, I pay, and then they don't get the bill quick enough, and now I'm liable? That sounds a little odd.
Well, it's
Sounds like bad faith to me.
Well, it does sound like bad faith to me, and maybe I can talk to him after or off the air. But there's a lot of provisions and endorsements.
But how would he know to tell the surgeon's office to bill within
Well,
180?
it's definitely
I don't
not
know
his
why
fault.
it's not Joe's issue.
It's not Joe's fault, right? But Joe said that the surgeon's office delayed in billing.
Yeah.
So you have two issues.
But
Number one,
that doesn't mean they're not owed money for a surgery.
That's correct. They performed a service. But number one, a surgeon should be billing timely for his medical services.
Yeah, but face
That's
it.
number one.
It's life.
But number two, you've got an insurance carrier who, when you're a claims adjuster, what's your job? Don't
to
pay
adjust claims.
Don't pay claims. Okay?
To adjust them down.
That's
How
right.
come they never adjust them up?
They never adjust them up. So a claims adjuster's job, remember this, don't pay claims.
Well, of course. And that doesn't matter. I'd say the same thing about auto insurance, any of them.
Right. But, so.
But he's got a contract. He's got an agreement with his health insurance.
Right.
The agreement says X. I can't imagine that in
and
that
how
agreement.
can they put him in harm's way when he did nothing wrong?
In bad faith, if it truly is bad faith, can pay what? Double plus all attorney's fees.
It's actually the benefit, so it'd be $6,000.
Yes.
Plus 2 times the covered benefit.
So it would be 18 in this
18
case.
plus attorney fees.
Of whatever.
And expenses. And you know what?
Reasonable.
And there was a case recently, I think it was down in Colorado Springs, where the amount in controversy was like $2,500, right? Not a whole lot of money. So they prevailed on the bad faith, and it was like $2,500 times 3, so $7,500, and then $350,000
in attorney's
in
fees.
attorney fees, and it was upheld.
So, Joe, right now, your insurance company is just flat out denying to pay.
Yeah. They said that because it was never brought to them, it was never submitted to them. That
Who is the insurance company? I know who the employer
Yeah, we like
is.
naming names here.
Who is it?
Cigna. Cigna is their insurance.
In general, do you get a lot of issues on Cigna, Marco, or they're all the
Cigna-
same?
Cigna operates as an insurance carrier, right?
Yeah.
And then Cigna also operates as a third-party administrator, a TPA.
Oh, in other words, if I have a self-directed plan for
Right.
my employees, they can do that part. So actually, that's interesting. Is this a self-directed plan?
I don't know, but
because that could change a lot of things.
it would change a lot of things, and so it could be an ERISA plan, which is federal, and Cigna is just operating as the TPA.
Joe, you got to talk to Marco off the air, man.
Yeah.
And we'll follow
Yeah, I
up, but to me, it just sounds crazy. You enter into an agreement with an insurance company or an employer to be insured.
And pay the premium.
How would you ever know to call up the physician that did an emergency operation and tell him you better send the bill within 180?
Listen,
and why the hell would they even listen to
It
him?
is ridiculous. And you know what? And actually, I heard myself say they put him in harm's way.
Yeah.
Right? And when you pay a premium to an insurance company, right, that's called a first-party relationship. Right, that's your insurance company.
Yeah, they have an agreement with me.
Right, and that's the only time really that you can bring a bad faith claim.
Of course, you can't bring a bad faith claim against the other driver, for example,
Right.
because you don't have an agreement with their insurance
That's
company.
right. You got to have a first-party relationship.
Suzanne, grab Joe's information.
Hey, wait, Mark, there's one more thing on this that he didn't say.
What?
He was served by this collection to his ex-wife, and she didn't tell him about that.
Well, what's that got to do with anything, though?
Well, he's already been, like say, he
He's
should have
probably
went to
in
court
default.
to it.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Did you actually? Is it a judgment at this point, Joe?
Yeah.
So
Wow.
you didn't go to court, or your ex did? I think Dan just said.
Well, you could.
No.
That may not qualify as personal service.
No. But I don't even care about that. Here's what I'm saying. He's still got a problem with the insurance
Listen,
company.
The fact that they got a judgment against him,
Yeah.
Joe, you need to call me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny because you could start calculating damages even past the bad faith if it cost him a house or cost
Oh
him
my
something.
goodness.
Can I just add into that just a little bit
Go.
with Swedish?
Yes.
I worked for them for a year and a half.
Yeah.
I was a paramedic for them there. And with 12 days notice, they laid me off.
Whole
they cut
different.
staff, and now they hired people back into the same position that I was in. So they left me really high and dry. I had to collect unemployment. I'm just getting back on my feet, and now I'm getting garnished from them. Now I don't
Well,
even
you're
know what
getting
to
you're
do. I
getting
might
your
have-
pound of sand in right now, but it has nothing to do with this other deal.
Well,
I mean,
no,
honestly,
that's correct. That's correct.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the fact that he's
pound
getting
of sand,
garnished,
pound of flesh, damn it.
pound of flesh, pound of sand, piece of blank.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's getting garnished, this is really egregious.
We got to look at this. I hope it's not an ERISA deal, and we'll get into
Right.
that later on.
Marco's already billing him for his time on the
You
show.
know what? I've
we're gonna
started to
send you a
record
bill,
my
Joe.
time. Joe, you're my client, and we're going to get him.
Okay, hold tight. 303-713-8255. Let's grab his info and do the pass off there. Okay, let's get to this flooring one. This is crazy. Stephanie, you know, I'm going to let you explain it, and then we have an expert listening, and we're going to go to him. So what happened, Stephanie?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I was wanting to replace the flooring on the main level of my home. And I went to Home Depot because of their reputation, and they're a billion-dollar company. I didn't want to worry about hiring a contractor and them disappearing. Things have happened to me in the past, and I just wanted to make sure I went through this process with no problems. Not only that, they do warranty their work, and and the product I purchased was a lifetime
You know
warranty.
what, Stephanie, I'm going to let you continue, but I'm going to cut you off for a second because we get complaints on Home Depot's laborers all the time, and I am talking all the time. Dan, what's the last one you can think of?
Well, I think it was flooring and stuff. Not only that, those laborers are not Home Depot employees.
No, not at all. In fact, the last one, I'll tell you, the one that was egregious, the guy went out and they had to level the floor when it was done. He used one of his buddies to do it, charged her an additional $8,000, not through Home Depot, and the woman still doesn't have a floor. But I just want to get rid of the misconception because they're this big mega store that these people work for and they don't. So anyhow, how much did you pay for this flooring?
Everything's paid for $7,700.
Okay, $7,700. Now what happens? What happens?
Okay, so I want to touch on that just real quick, though. How when I purchased the flooring,
Yes.
I was told that these people do actually work for Home Depot.
Well, they don't.
But
I mean, unless if this is some
I
new.
know this now.
Okay, but wait. Are they still saying now these people work for them, or you figured out they don't?
Oh, no, I know they don't. I
Okay.
figured it out.
But
Right.
if an employee actually told you that, I find that outrageous, but I also find it hard to believe because none of their installers do. But let's just say they had a rogue employee. Now what?
Okay. So what has happened is everything got delivered, and the company that was coming to do the tear out and the install comes on Wednesday of last week. Running a little behind, no big deal. One guy shows up, and he comes in, super nice kid, you know, and I show him the floor where the area is. It's the whole main level. Like I said, I have no basement. It's on a cement slab. And I have partially engineered wood floor that was installed at the time of my build, which was a new build about 5 years ago.
So the house is about 5 years old. It's original flooring. This guy shows up. Now what?
Mm-hmm. Now he says, "Well, I'm gonna get to work."
All right, hold on, Stephanie. Just hold on. I got to take a break. When I come back, just jump to it a little quicker. I got to get to the problem. Everybody hold tight. I know what the problem is, but I'm going to tease you, and it's crazy. It is crazy.
That was a nice tease.
You know, if they would have known this thing was cemented, they could have probably just overlaid it.
But it sounds like they didn't even give her the option of, here's what we could do. Well, not after he started digging it up, they couldn't.
Right.
Dig it.
Well,
Wait,
they might
what
be able
happened?
to- No, they might be able to.
It's crazy.
Was it
Are you
above?
putting the pictures up?
I just did for the one that
Was it above the level or below the level? The concrete.
it was right on top of the concrete,
The floor is right on the concrete slab.
right here.
Yeah.
So why couldn't they get it up?
Why wouldn't they just use self-leveling
That's
cement?
what she said.
It was
And then
cemented.
Sprinkle Viagra on it, it'll come right up.
and it comes up very tough.
Oh wait, they got plywood on top of the concrete.
No, I think that's the engineered floor. They just didn't get it all out.
Well, that's what I mean. The engineered floor is the plywood, right, from the builder.
Right.
Why'd they take that up?
They could. They probably didn't know it was cement. You're not supposed to cement that stuff. That's supposed to be a
What do you
floating
mean?
floor.
Oh.
And then you just pull
That's
up.
is that down in the basement?
Hold on, guys.
I don't know that. I don't know.
What's the stuff, Mark? Bentonite?
Hold on.
But no, it's.
Hold on. Mitch Floria, The Art of Granite. Do you realize if you want new countertops, maybe beautiful new cabinets, I don't care if it's a kitchen or bathroom. We had Mitch come out and do one of our bathrooms. He also did our mudroom. He does a beautiful, beautiful job, and I love his cabinets. But the hard surfaces he has in his yard are unbelievable. If you don't like any of the granite or the marble or anything that he has there, he'll let you use his wholesale account and you go other places. And most jobs are completed in 2 weeks. 303-386-5919. The Art of Granite, 303-386-5919.
So, when I bought a house one time, right, and so there's bentonite in the soil, right? Expands, contracts.
Yeah.
So they have to do a floating floor in the
Right,
basement.
right.
Right.
Same with my house.
And that's 3/4 inch. I mean, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Sort of. But
And they have the pylons down to.
that's right. And there was like a 2-foot crawl space.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it looks like on this, it looks like they told her that it was a floating floor.
Well, no. I said.
And then they put the engineered wood over the concrete.
No, the engineered wood is a floater. That's not. It's not
Well,
attached.
It looks like it was attached.
I know it's not supposed to be attached.
Right, because that's fraud.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have if you don't have to put a floating floor in, then it's slab, right?
I think what happened here, the floor wasn't level, and then so they cemented it down, and that way it doesn't. Otherwise, if it's not level,
Well, you need to know if that's an inch or that's like slab, like that's supposed to be the basement
I don't know
floor.
I don't know if that's.
That looks like concrete.
It does look like concrete there.
So that looks like a slab. Is that the basement? Is that the?
No,
I
she
don't
said
know.
it's slab.
I don't know.
She doesn't have a basement. It's a concrete slab that it's built on.
Oh, well, I guess they would put, plywood or something over the slab.
Well, she just said
If there's no basement, if it's like a patio home.
Yeah, right.
So she is going to.
Yeah, they got to still lay a footer.
This thing was installed incorrectly, but I think what's going to happen here is that they came in there, now they left it, says we can't do anything with this.
But they started to rip up the
Right.
engineered wood.
It would have been better if they would have known that, just to put it right over that.
Well, why wouldn't you anyway?
I think.
Well,
Or if that wasn't level, if that still wasn't level, you can't put a second one over an unlevel.
Right,
one
right.
either. So this is.
But you can't just put a second floor on the original floor because it'll just raise it above the doorways.
Well, right.
Well,
You cannot jam
It'll
though.
only be that thick though.
Well,
But
Depends
you're
on.
right. You're right. It could be depending on how it is.
depending on what. I
I
mean,
mean, they've done that before, and then they've put those little jam things.
Oh,
on,
okay.
Who's on? Is it Buddy? It's on? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark,
Well, let's talk to
no
him.
one talks to you. Like you're not relevant. What the hell's up with
You know what? He's busy doing his
You know,
stuff.
I know. He's in his own little cocoon over
You're not
there.
like part of the group here. You're not like part of the A team.
Well, you know what happens, Marco?
You know, we're the B team, and we're talking.
You know what happens when he substitutes for Tom? His head gets a little swelled.
Well, I
he
think
thinks
it
he's
could
the
be,
man. He thinks he's the
swelled
man.
or focused, okay? It doesn't have to be an insult,
Right. Well, he's
I
gotta-
mean, guys insult each other as a matter of course. That's the
He's
way
gotta
to
run
go.
the show.
When in doubt, go with the
What's
insult.
this lady's name? Stephanie.
Stephanie's the name.
But I just put a tile floor
Yeah.
in my bathroom, right?
Did you do it or you had it done?
Now that's
Okay.
grouted.
Okay? Yeah, that's grout. Anyway, and I got one of them little tools, those, zzz.
Yeah. Oh,
You know.
right, to take up the
Yeah, and
Right.
I just took up a little bit of the door frame.
Yeah.
But that's up cracks. This is, I'll bet you that, like that.
No,
that
no,
glue,
no, no.
Like that glue stuff.
No, I'm talking about right here.
Oh, to cut that.
Yeah.
Yes,
You
yes, yeah, but
you
does
got
the
a
same
jam.
thing.
Oh,
done the
you
same
took
thing.
a tile, you took out
No,
the
no,
old
no,
tile,
he
right?
used it to cut his door jamb.
Oh,
He uses
oh.
that because
To go-
you could do it.
Because it raises the floor.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what you were
Right.
talking
And
about.
then you just go to put it underneath right
Now,
there.
even the hollow wood doors,
Yeah.
they've got about 3 inches on the top and the bottom
Right.
that you could use the circular saw on.
It's just that.
You surprised I do that stuff? Huh?
No, yeah.
Well,
You're
you're
a
Italian.
handyman. That's good. That means you've got good common sense. I'm sure you wanted to be an engineer, but you ended up going
He
into
wasn't
law.
smart
No,
enough
I
to be an
wasn't.
engineer.
I wasn't smart enough to be an engineer. No, you know, I used to
I
swing a
wasn't
hammer.
smart enough to be a lawyer.
I wasn't smart enough to
I
go to
don't know
med
if
school.
you guys remember how Justin sounded before. Marco's client, the guy at the next service.
I never heard him before, so I need that tape.
I'm freaking floored right now at
I don't
how
think
good
he should.
sounds.
You didn't sign a deal with him, though, did
Yeah.
you?
I don't remember.
Well, I had him come in, and I told him don't sign a fee agreement yet,
Yeah, you have a
and I
I
gave
thought
it.
she told me she signed and you were.
Oh, maybe she did.
I cannot.
Oh, yeah, she did.
believe
She did.
The difference in how he
How
sounds.
long ago was this?
Listen, I gotta help these people,
Probably
even
not
if
on
I
the
gotta
laws.
bring it in federal
I had to
court
go back
and
to
go
the
the ERISA
A
route.
month? 2 months?
You know what, Mark? It's a pain in the ass,
Gotta find out.
and
Okay.
when you win, attorney fees are discretionary. So I might not get paid, but I'm gonna do it for these folks.
Joe,
anyway.
this then it's Italian. my
Okay, I'm going to get right back to the phones. Wait till you hear what happened to this flooring. And we have Buddy Mitchell with Simply Floors listening. I'm going to see what he has to say about it. But real quick, safernet.com. These guys are a VPN. That means on any device you have, it can be your phone, your tablet, your computer, it can be Apple, it can be a PC, it doesn't matter. You download it on, and when you surf the web, 2 things. One, you're anonymous, which is really cool in a lot of ways. No one can get to your data. They protect you from viruses, crypto stuff. They basically protect you from almost everything out there. Now, the other cool part, if you have kids, did you know that SaferNet also has GPS tracking on that device? You know where it is. You can disallow different apps, disallow different websites. You can do customized filtering, all from the online cloud dashboard. It's really cool. You can protect your family, protect your kids. You can have unlimited profiles. It's just cool. And you can check it out for free for 15 days. And if you do decide to do it, it's only like $3.99 for a device. But anyhow, check it out. It's really cool. Check out the free plan, safernet.com. Okay, Stephanie, you spent $7,700 with Home Depot. The guy shows up. The flooring shows up. The installer shows up. Then what happens?
And then he proceeds to start removing the existing flooring. Later that day, he gives me a call and states that the floor's not coming up very easily, so he's going to go need to rent a machine, and then he would be back the next day.
Okay.
And I said, oh, okay. Next day comes, and he and a partner of his show up with the machine about 9 o'clock. They start.
What kind of
ripping
machine
flooring.
is it?
Pardon?
What kind of machine is it? What's it look like?
I don't know what machine it was.
Okay.
He just said he needed to rent one to help them get the flooring out.
Okay, so what happens?
Okay, so again, they started about 9 o'clock. I get a call at 10:30 from this contractor lady that is overseeing the job and the personnel doing the job.
Is she a Home Depot employee or works for the company?
No, she works for the company, the contractor.
So what happened?
So she starts to tell me that the flooring is just not coming up like it should.
And it is LVT, right? You said it was LVT?
When I bought it, when I purchased it, they called it partially engineered hardwood.
Okay.
And it's glued to cement slab because I don't have a basement.
Yeah. Okay. So the bottom line is they can't get the floor up. Why can't they get it up? What did they tell you?
Well, she told me they don't know what kind of glue was used to put that floor down, but it's not coming up the way it's supposed to be. It would cost about 70 hours of labor.
How much is that?
For them to,
How much is
for
that?
them to do that job.
How much is that? What's 70 hours of labor to them? Dollars.
I don't really know, honestly, because I paid Home Depot directly. I don't know.
And I looked at Home Depot's contract, what they sent, and they do have some outs here. But hold on, I got to figure something else. Hey, Buddy Mitchell, what's going on, man?
Well, I looked at the picture. She has an engineered wood that they're tearing out that's been glued down.
Yep.
Right? So, yeah, I don't know that it would take 70 hours to pull out, but it's been glued down really, really well.
Was it
like it
improperly
should have been.
installed? Why would someone install it that way?
Because it's an engineered wood, and we glue down over concrete. You put down a moisture barrier glue.
Yeah.
And you glue. You spread that glue that seals the concrete and then glues the wood to the floor. It's not. If Home Depot is saying it's not coming out the way it should, it's just not coming out easy. The problem with Home Depot is they offer, free installation if you buy the wood, right? But they charge more for the wood to do that, right?
My question, Mitch, is why did they need to take up the engineered floor when they're putting on another covering? Why couldn't they go right over the plywood or engineered wood that was glued to the concrete?
It'd be too high. They're saying it would be another inch high or whatever it is.
Well, couldn't they just cut out the door jambs or something? I mean, why would they take out the subfloor?
No.
It wouldn't even matter. There is no subfloor. They glued the stuff right to it, right to the cement.
Well, it becomes a subfloor, right?
The problem is if now you could put a thin LVT over the top of it, right? You could put an SPC stone core SPC, which is about 3/16 to 3/8 of an inch thick. You could put that over the top of the wood. The biggest problem with putting that over the top of the wood that's already there is that if you look at the pictures, that's a hand-scraped wood. You get a lot of with it, right? The other problem is it changes the door height, and it doesn't necessarily matter on interior doors because you can cut those down. It's the exterior door, the door going to the garage, all those doors. If you add material, a lot of times the front door won't open, and if the front door doesn't open, then if it does open, you then can't put a rug in front of it because you raised the height.
Right.
I'm not saying that you can't buy the right product to put in there, but what happened to her is the contractor, which Home Depot, everything subcontractor. I don't know of a company in town that has, like in-house installers. We have a few, but
yeah, generally speaking, they're all subs.
They're all subs, and it's a big company, and they basically are not paying Home Depot will not pay the contractor enough to tear out that floor.
And here's what they put.
Thought it was a floated floor.
Here's what Home Depot puts in their agreement. It says unforeseen conditions. Additional charges may apply to installations if the take-up and removal of old carpet or flooring reveal that the type of subfloor structurally required for installation is not present at the time of installation.
That's in my contract too, because you can't go in and know what's underneath their floor until you tear it up. Once you tear up the floor, then you find out what's under there. And so a homeowner says, "Oh, come in and tear out the floor." You pull it up, and there's asbestos there because it's underneath your floor. You run into situations. So that's almost in everybody's contract.
And some of those contractors don't even know that they could actually be honest and open with the homeowner, right? I mean, all they think is they're getting paid from Home Depot. And
these guys said they can't do it, and maybe they shouldn't do it for that price. I mean, my problem would be more with Home Depot, but it looks like they have an easy out. And like you said, buddy, how would anybody know walking in? But here's what. So it was $7,700, and it's 871 square feet of vinyl tile. I mean, is that a decent price off the top of your head? It looks like about $3,000 in materials, $4,700 in labor is how they have it broken down. I mean, is that
that's
normal?
Yeah, that's not I mean, we can do it for that. And so what the fix is, and I'll just tell you how I would fix it, is we would go in, we would evaluate the floor, find out if we could find a product that is thin enough to go over the top of her
but
floor.
they are but here's the problem. This sub already ripped out. We have pictures up, as you saw. They already ripped a part of it out.
Yeah, but it's only about a 5x3.
So you putty it or something?
Yeah.
No, there's a concrete leveler that we would go in. We would pour that. We would patch the floor where they tore out. We would then go in with new material over the top of the wood. We would either, and I'm just going to say, we'd either sand the wood down so we can put the material in if it's necessary. The big question is you need me or one of my salespeople to go out there, or whoever she wants, to go out there, look at the floor and see if we can go over the top of it with a material, so her front door and her garage door that open in.
Yeah, make sure everything fits.
Swing over the top.
Yeah, here's the deal, though. Buddy, she's in the Springs. You don't go to the Springs, do you?
No. Do you have a flooring contractor in the Springs?
No, we don't. We can't find somebody like you down there. I know you know a guy down there.
I do know a guy down there, and I believe I can tell you the name or whatever, but
would he go put some eyeballs on it for us?
Yeah, they could go down there, put eyeballs on it, and tell you if you can go over the top of it. It's just whether or not you can go over the top.
I got it. So this happens all the time. I mean, honestly, right? I don't want to say all the time, but this happens.
It happens with, it doesn't happen with us much, but because we try to evaluate before, and then we try to give the homeowner the least expensive option. I would have tried to talk her into, and I don't know that that the salesperson at Home Depot ever went to our house, but what we do is we send, a flooring designer to your house. They look at the floor, and then they actually know what to sell you versus you going in, picking a product, and they don't even look at it before they sell you the product and then get you in the middle of a mess.
Yeah, I got you. And that's the problem when you go to a big box. Buddy, I got to put you on hold, man. If you want to stick around till after the break, that's great. Stephanie, I'll come back and talk to you, but I think we want to get eyeballs on it. And then I do want to ask Buddy if he can stick around. I mean, how much would they generally charge? I know they got to look at it first, but 70 hours from this guy? Hold tight.
They're going to do if they can't go higher.
What was that then?
If they can't go higher to get this out. Because this looks like, what is that, the liquid nail? This looks like something like liquid nail or something on there.
That they really...
Pardon me, how would I find your notes? I need to go back to September. Where would those be?
I might have it, let's see this. I might have them at home.
Okay. So you can bring it in tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
September?
I need to go back to September.
Okay. I gotta get our final place.
What?
Well, we get everything downstairs. It's like so screwed up.
Wow, near 70 tomorrow.
Is it really?
That's what I just heard.
Holy shit.
Near 70. It's going to be 61 today. I'll be riding my bike tomorrow. Mark, I just bought a new motorcycle. I got a little motorcycle addiction, man. I need help.
I'm going to buy a little Enduro.
You know, did you ever hear AA? I got to start going to MA.
You got what?
I got to start.
Motorcycles Anonymous.
Joe Lazzara, this guy is a great attorney. You know what he does? He does criminal defense. If you've been accused of something, whether you did it or not, you need great representation. You know, you're going to be in front of a judge. You might be in front of a jury. You're going to have a police officer or someone accusing you of something. Maybe it's a DUI. Maybe it was something as simple as shoplifting or assault. You know what Joseph A. Lazzara does? It's amazing. How about flat rate pricing in a lot of cases? If you have a DUI, he can give you a flat rate. He'll tell you how much it is, what to expect. He can even help you with the DMV hearing. I've actually seen where he's gotten people his license back and won that hearing. And most of the attorneys will tell you that's virtually impossible. You know what I like about Joe? He knows all the DAs, he knows the judges, he knows everybody. And let's face it, connections mean a lot. If you need a criminal attorney, ready? That sounded funny, a criminal attorney. Well, a criminal defense attorney.
That's right.
303.
You don't want a criminal lawyer.
No, you don't. 303-429-6200. Joseph A. Lazzara, 303-429-6200.
We already have a criminal attorney.
A criminal attorney.
We have one.
You need a criminal attorney.
We have one in the studio today.
Hey, criminal attorney.
You need to call Saul. You need to call Saul.
Better call Saul.
Did you watch it last night?
I watched like 4 episodes last night.
It's such a
Of
great
what?
show. Better Call Saul.
Really? Is that still on?
It's a new season.
I just started.
Oh, because I start watching from season 1 over the summer.
Yeah, the new season is out.
Oh,
You know,
really?
he's in Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is like the prequel to how
Just
he
for a
got,
half second.
how he got to be Better Call Saul.
You know what I couldn't believe, I knew his brother was putting the okie doke to him, but I didn't realize it till I heard the brother call up the law firm. And I was like, holy shit. And then he's like, I went to a good school and I worked my ass off.
Earlier than now.
And I was like, and do you realize that guy showed up every day to deliver him ice and fucking bacon and shit? God, they wrote that perfectly. So where I left off,
I'll tell you what happened.
he took the deal, or he showed up to take the deal. The 20,000 plus 20% of the big case.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what he's going to do from there. I assume he's going to go get a new office or something.
Oh, yeah.
He can't work out of the nail salon forever.
No.
And I don't agree with what he did to his clients who stole the money, the $1.5 million from the city. It's the very first case they talk about, season 1.
She took the one.
He stole $1.5 million from the city, the guy.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Then he went and
Him and the
camping.
wife.
He found him camping. They were camping.
And then he had someone break into the house, steal all the money, send it back to the city.
Right.
So you love that show, don't you?
I do, man. I'm shocked. The other one I've been watching is this stupid one on a yacht. It's a reality show of a yacht.
Below Deck.
Below Deck. Oh, I love how stupid it is. I love it.
That's where I got the lawyer joke.
Is that right?
Yeah. Better call Saul.
Below Deck is so good.
Have you come up with these?
You ever watch the singing shows?
Watch what?
You know, American Idol or what's
not
the other
for
one?
10 years.
What's the other thing? The Voice.
Talent.
The Voice.
I don't like any of those.
I don't watch
Listen,
any of
I'll
those
tell you
either.
what. I caught the opener of American Idol this year.
Yeah. Was it good?
It's really good.
Is it where they're laughing at people?
No, they don't do that anymore.
Oh, they don't?
No, they don't do that.
By the time they get to TV, they're all pretty good. Oh, it's the rehearsals where they
Yeah, but I used to love the rehearsal.
the auditions. You know what? They got a different crew now. They got Lionel Richie, Katy Perry.
Lionel Richie? Are they going backwards in time?
No, but I'll tell you what.
He comes down to Walker.
No.
Richie.
He looks good. He got a lot of work done. But anyway, it was really good. It was moving. They got away from insulting people, and now they're doing a little bit of background on people. And
Is that the one with Simon Cowell?
No, Simon's not on there.
Oh, is that on anymore?
But haven't they seen him before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So their big surprise. This what gets me. Oh, look at how good she is. They've already seen him.
Well, what they do, I think, is once they make the audition, they go back then and get a little B-roll on their family or something like that, and then they'll play it before the audition.
But I've seen the ones on YouTube with the auditions. They do like one bar, and they say, "Okay, you're good or you're bad. Get out of here."
Yeah.
Oh, you made it.
But I'll tell you what, it was really
like
good.
with
I recorded the season now.
With Adam Lambert, you know who he is, right?
Yeah.
When he first went there, he did like 3 lines of Bohemian Rhapsody, and he said, "Okay, stop. You're good.
You're in.
You're in." He didn't. It was like 15 seconds. 30
That's
seconds.
all they do. Wow.
Yep, and they can tell right away if they got it or not.
Right.
I swear, man.
But anyway, I'm gonna record Better Call Saul.
All right, 303-713-8255. Buddy Mitchell, really quick, man. I know you haven't eyeballed it, but how much extra do you think it would cost to get rid of this floor? And I know you haven't looked at it, but give me something.
Probably 35. Well, if it's 70 hours, what they're estimating, $50 an hour with, taxes and everything that you pay an employee would be $3,500. That would be, so let me say this, I normally don't do Colorado Springs, but we could probably make an exception if she's in a mess. So,
that's really nice of you.
It is nice of them. Can you put some eyeballs on it? Hold on a second.
Buddy,
Stephanie,
I'm
going to have Buddy go up and eyeball this for you. Is that okay?
Oh, that would be wonderful.
All right, hold tight. Let's just let Buddy do his
Don't
magic
you love
up there.
people helping people?
Yeah, and let me tell you, I think if I lived in the Springs, he wouldn't go there. So he's doing it for a listener.
Well, you're
that's
not
in
as
a
nice
jam.
as Stephanie.
No, that's true.
But this is why he's on the referral list and why we recommend him and why these people who are on the referral list go above and beyond. And that's why they're there.
That deal with Home Depot, though, man, I really don't blame them in this one. They should explain a little better, though, when you're buying the flooring. Hey, it might cost extra depending on what we find out. They could definitely do a little better in explaining what's going on. All right, listen. Justin, Christy, Carolyn, Suzanne, you can free up Stephanie on one. Make sure Buddy gets all her information. We'll keep everybody updated on that. 303-713-8255. One line open.
Frank Duran, the real estate man.
Here's another thing. They might take those flooring back, so Buddy might be able to sell him flooring also.
What do you mean?
Because Home Depot.
Oh, they'll give her a full refund.
Okay.
They already said, hey, we'll
Okay.
give you a full
So
refund.
then does Buddy know that? Because now he can sell her flooring also.
No, he knows he'd sell her flooring.
Okay.
He knows Home Depot.
Hey Laura, Hey Laura? Hey, this is Ken with the Martino Show. I'm just following up on whether you checked on that property at Century Community in Longmont, Colorado to see what the problem is. Okay, all right, so would you give me a call today or tomorrow and let me know what's going on? I appreciate it, thank you. All right, we'll see if that pans out.
I'm wondering how Buddy would get it off.
Who's not going to take it off?
I would just pour acetone on it, light the acetone, and burn it all off. The concrete's not going to burn, right?
But the house will.
Well, yeah, when you get the floor up.
That's right.
Wouldn't that work, Bucko?
That, you get that concrete
You got to
clean
think
as a whistle.
outside the box.
I'm going to do this to my gutters.
Oh, so what's bad about this? You get ice dams on there. Like we had these.
You got to put them at an angle.
No, you can't. If you have an area where you get the ice in there, they make it much worse.
Then that's a gutter problem.
Well, it's those things problem. Just
no. What I'm saying is, the ice wouldn't build up if it. There needs to be a pitch. It needs to be dropping. A little bit over 3 feet, right?
No, but I mean, I'm talking the snow just builds up on that thing because those things don't allow and you get the sickles and everything on there. They make it worse because it can't go through those things. Now, if you could take them off every year,
or lift them,
or lift them like this. You're right, or lift them like this,
like this.
Yes, exactly.
You hinge them and you
hinge them on the.
Yeah, and you bring it up to the asphalt or something, right? But it's a great idea.
Oh, they keep the leaves out.
Why don't you invent one with a hinge?
The other thing is, you run a wire through there.
Yes.
Right.
And the roof, and you need it on the roof too.
Yeah.
The heat cable.
Yes. Right.
That's really what.
There was a great thing on YouTube.
Hey, if we really paid.
There was a picture of
the IP attorney $120 so far
on it, except for one apartment.
What IP?
And the police looked at it and thought there was a grow, and they busted a grow house because they figured all that heat was coming from.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can tell just by how bad the insulation is by looking at roofs.
Right.
And then there might be a spot where it's always melted and stuff, and they forgot to put insulation.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, we got to have Buddy put eyeballs on it. I get it, too. Yeah. I'll bring that up.
On something like that, you got to have the heat cable. So that's
that's fine, but I'll say that. I don't mind saying
we
that.
get so many calls.
Hey, I need an IT security firm.
Well,
and I don't want a big national place that you get lost and you get a number.
Get to do the SaferNet.
No, listen, I just installed this new server, and I got like a $10,000 server, and we're switching our practice management software, and I need security, because we get hit with bots and stuff, people trying to get into our stuff. And
you need an IT guy to come in and set up like a firewall or something.
Yeah, firewall, Fortinet, something like that.
You need to call Saul.
You know,
who do you know? You know anybody?
Yeah, I do, but let me see if he'll do it. It's the guy we use, but it's like.
You mean here, or your personal?
No. It's the guy we use in our office.
Is he full-time?
No, you don't need anybody full-time. Oh, is that what you want, a full-time?
I can go either way.
I would have.
Because we end up. I looked at what we're spending. We spend between $50 and $100 a year.
And how do you do it now?
Outsource.
No, but what do they do for you?
They maintain our server. They set up new workstations. They clean stuff up. They archive.
If a machine breaks, you plug one in and he does it all remotely.
Well, I'm not real happy with. The guy is more of, he solves problems.
Right.
But he doesn't, like I've been telling him for a year, like our Wi-Fi, we don't have a guest network.
I know somebody, man. Let me just see if he'll do it.
You don't have a guest network?
No.
And you're overspending for what you're getting right now.
That should take no time to set up.
Yeah, I know.
How many workstations do you have?
50? 40?
You need a full-timer.
Is it window? No, he doesn't need full-time. Once the infrastructure is set up, Dan, it's all plug and play.
But
one crashes, they should plug one in and then
I know,
rebuild.
but if something on the computer, he's got to be right there to fix the
10.
computer.
No, that's why you have backups.
And I got like.
In other words, the computer breaks, you plug another one in,
20,
and the person
25
who's broke, they don't even notice it change.
Then I got an admin department.
Or laptops.
Where I got.
Yeah.
I got 2 full-time people in admin. First, I just had like a CFO, do all the check
See
stuff.
if Mike wants to come on too. Just tell him this woman's coming on.
And then I hired another full-time person for my admin, and now we just hired a third admin.
And I'll always take any referral list complaint. Just put him through it. Don't even ask.
So you get rid of.
So I got about 30. I got about 35 people total.
You go to the office.
Are any of the attorneys partners or are they all juniors at this point?
I got no partners.
Okay.
But I am schizophrenic, so it's me, myself, and I.
Right, so it's 3 of you.
Yeah, the 3 of us, we run every fucking thing.
You do everything. They're working overtime.
Listen, when one's sleeping, the other one's up.
See, I never slept when I was in practice. I got calls all time of day and night from women who were pregnant, thought they were in labor.
Did you ever get sued?
Yeah, but not for a baby case.
Yeah, he backhanded a nurse one time.
No. There was some operative where you make a hole in the bladder by mistake, stuff like that. But never, the bad babies are the ones that cost millions. I
got a bad baby lawyer.
Who?
Paige Singleton. She worked for Jim Leventhal.
Oh.
You know Jim Leventhal.
I play poker with his brother 3 days a week, Steve.
Oh, is that right?
You know Steve?
No.
Okay.
What's his brother do? I'm curious.
Jim Leventhal is
he's the most famous
malpractice attorney in the state.
And listen, the girl that I got working for me,
yeah,
she worked for Jim for 5 years.
Wow.
And that's like dog years.
Yeah.
Because he can't keep anybody. Because he's a nut. Right?
He makes a lot of money.
He's a hard charger.
He is.
Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take your complaints, try to make your life just a little bit better. You've been ripped off or taken advantage of. I want to hear from you. I want to recap on that Home Depot real quick. But first, Renew Home Innovations. You know what these guys do? They'll make you the most beautiful bathroom you have ever seen. If you want that top-notch, perfection, most beautiful bathroom, the envy of the neighborhood style bathroom, you got to give these guys a call. They serve the entire Front Range. And by the way, the best doesn't always mean the highest amount of money by any means. These guys actually do have a good, better, best. If you're maybe flipping a house, they're going to have a product for you. They do American Standard and they do other products. But if you want the top notch, they're going to have that product too. And they are very, very good at what they do. Renew Home Innovations, 303-904-2000. You can always find them on the referral list. And right now, you get 20% off any bathroom, and it doesn't matter if it's good, better, or best, 20% off, but you got to mention the show. Mention Tom Martino or Mark Major or the Troubleshooter Show. You're going to get that 20% off. Got it? 303-904-2000. All right, so that Home Depot one with the flooring, something I thought about during the break. I don't know how much damage they did because now if they can't go directly over the floor, they started pulling up, and someone's got to come in and level it. I think Home Depot might owe her a little bit of money. But so everybody knows, they will give her a full refund. But she's saying, hey, they came in, they started tearing up this floor. It looks like hell now, and the best they're going to do is just give me a refund, but I'm in worse shape than where I was. And I agree with that. But we're going to get Buddy out there, hopefully in the next 3 or 4 days, and he'll report back what's going on. Then we'll reach out to our angel at Home Depot. Unfortunately, Home Depot, Suzanne, would you say our angel at Home Depot generally comes through?
Yeah, when
it's valid.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think about it? I didn't ask you about this. You talked to her. She really thinks Home Depot is at fault, and she should have them do the floor regardless of anything because they said they'd install it for this price, and damn it, that's what they should do.
No, that's not where she's coming from
Where's
at all.
she coming from?
They never even gave her the option of, hey, this is going to be way more work than we thought. This is going to cost extra.
I thought she told us right on air it was 70 hours more. I mean, she didn't know how much that was.
No. They just didn't show up the next day.
Yeah, the guy walked
they showed up with a machine.
That's right.
The guy walked off the job after 3 hours.
That's right.
And never to see anybody again. She never even got the option of, hey, this is going to cost more because it's more labor intensive.
She definitely said a woman showed up who has something to do with the contractor and said it's going to be 70 hours more. But she didn't give her a dollar price, but it's probably $3,000-$4,000 according to Buddy. But that's her main problem. But why does she relate that back to Home Depot? Because that's who she paid, right?
Well, I mean, did you see the pictures? The contractor left her in a hot mess,
Yeah,
Mark.
and you know what? I agree with that 100%.
That's BS.
Yeah, it is. In fact, let's reach out to Home Depot right now. Reach out to the angel over there.
Email, man.
And let's see what they're going to do.
That contractor really messed up.
Yeah, after seeing those pictures on the break, man, she's in a bad position.
They didn't mess up by doing bad work. They messed up by not talking to the homeowner, explaining, what they could do. They didn't help her.
Well, they also tore up a big chunk of her floor and didn't finish it.
Like Suzanne
in worse shape.
They left her in a hot mess.
All right, 303-713-8255. Julie, what is going on with you? Julie?
Yeah, sorry. I didn't hear you call my name.
Sure, what's going on, Julie?
I had contacted Smith Plumbing and Heating down here in Colorado Springs, which is on your referral list.
Yep.
And we had a water heater that was leaking through the pressure release valve.
Okay.
And so we weren't sure exactly what was going on with it. So I contacted Smith and went through their website quote system just to see what it would cost if it happened to be the water heater, how much it would cost. So I got quoted for that, which was $389 plus $47.50 for the permit, so a total of $436.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, on our referral list or not, there is no company that's going to sell you a water heater for $389. So it's not going to happen.
No, that was just for the install. We were buying the water heater ourselves.
And they were going to install your part for you?
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that in a million years, but okay. Because I guarantee I know where this is going to go now. There's an issue with the water heater.
So.
And they didn't sell it to you.
No, they didn't sell it to me, but.
Where'd you buy the water heater?
At Home Depot.
Okay.
It's a Ream 50-gallon.
All right, so you went out. You went out and bought a water heater, and then Mike said he'd come out and install it for $389 plus a permit.
Correct.
Okay, so what happened?
But I actually had a conversation with him and explained to him we weren't sure exactly what the problem was,
But you already bought. Wait a minute. Did you already buy the new water heater?
We bought it, but we could certainly take it back. That wasn't a problem. But we didn't want them to come and say, oh, now you do need the water heater, and then have to go get it. So we had it ready and waiting if that was really the case.
But, Julie, hold on. Did you have them come out and diagnose what was going on, or did you just pay them to install the water heater?
So I spoke to Mike Robinson, and I explained to him the issue, that it was leaking out the pressure release valve, not on the bottom. And he told me, oh, we'll send somebody out, we'll diagnose it, we'll figure out what the problem is, we'll take care of you, all this stuff. So he sends a guy out. His name is Jason. We explained to Jason what was going on. He had to leave and come back and got a pressure gauge. He hooked it up to the faucet bib outside to check the pressure on the water main line.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, it's fine. It must be the water heater. And so we're trusting him. So we're like, okay. So he pulls the water heater out, including the expansion tank, and said, oh, you don't need that. That's only for new builds. You don't need that. So he took the stuff out and put it in our yard, which it didn't get picked up for like 3 or 4 days. Just put trash out in our yard. The very same day that the water heater was installed, my daughter went and took a shower. 10 minutes after she took a shower, we have a water sensor. So in case the water heater leaks, it sends a message to our security system. 10 minutes after she got out of the shower, go down there, it's leaking, and it's the exact same problem.
It's probably got high pressure in the house. So ultimately, what happens here?
Pressure release valve.
Yeah. So what? No, because it's a brand new water heater. It's probably going to be. Go ahead.
So I contacted Smith Plumbing. And
See how they, hold on a second. I'm going to put you on hold, Julie. See how they own this now? I want everybody out there to understand, and this goes for every automotive shop on the referral list, everyone not on the referral list, every plumber, HVAC company, I don't care. You don't install other people's parts. So she goes out, she buys a water heater. The water heater shows up there. She hires Mike to come out, Smith Plumbing, to install it. Now there's issues left and right. I mean, this is absolutely insane. Julie, hold tight. I want to try to get Mike on because, of all things, Mike, why did you do this? That's it. I don't think Mike did. So far, I haven't heard anything Mike did wrong. Now, if his guy went out there and truly diagnosed it as a completely different problem, but I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. So we're going to try to get Mike on. 303-713-8255. John, what's going on with you?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, sir, I'm talking to you.
You talking to me?
You talking to me? What's up, John?
I've had a problem with Mega Million Lottery, Bank of America, Publishers Clearinghouse. I have at least probably 100 calls from different people trying to give me away a package, they say.
Yeah.
Which could be anywhere from $1,500,000 to.
John, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been scammed by any of these people? Have you ever been scammed out of any money?
Probably not.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, how much?
Yes.
What happened, John?
Okay, so
Tell
John.
us. Hold on. What happened? How'd you get scammed?
He's on the list.
They asked me to send money to this one or that one or.
But what was it? What was the one that actually got dollars out of your bank account?
None or all of them. Well, they don't take money out of my bank account.
What do they do?
Was it gift cards?
Money orders.
Was it gift cards?
Money orders money out of your bank account. I mean, John, but anyhow, just don't answer.
Send me $500 so I can send you your $10,000.
Yeah.
Once you've done that, John, you are a target.
You should probably just get a different phone number, John, honestly.
And you got to hang up, John.
John, is it a cell phone or a landline?
It's cell phone.
Okay, there are two free apps that you can put that will cut down on scam calls.
Do you use one, Doc?
I use both of these.
What are they?
One is called HIYA, Hotel Indian Yellow Apple. Hire.com. It's a free service.
Okay.
And there's another one called NomoRobo, NoMoRobo.com.
You realize Verizon, AT&T, all these people do have the ability to block most of these, but they don't.
Well, no, the problem is it's always a different number.
No, my point is they know their robocalls. And in fact, they're trying to change that in Congress right now.
But until they do, these two free apps will significantly cut down on the scam calls you get. So John, try those two.
John,
but you also need to be a wise consumer.
Well,
and, you don't fall for these, send me money and then I'm going to do this for you.
Yeah, really, John, actually, Marco makes a very basic point, but it's very true. Just don't send anybody money anymore.
Well, I keep telling them I don't have any money to send.
Don't even talk to them.
That's why you
you pick up, you hang up on them.
And try those two apps, and that will
If you're
significantly
talking,
cut down.
you're losing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
just get off with them. They're trying to talk you into stuff when they call. Don't even talk to them. Hang up on them. And you know one of the tricky things they'll do? They'll use your 3-digit extension. So let's say your phone number is 720-555. All of a sudden you'll get a call from 720-555 and then something else.
Right.
So you think it's your neighbor or somebody around you.
And these are probably guys either in Pakistan, India, or Nigeria sitting in a call center.
Or Brooklyn.
And spoofing them. Or Brooklyn. But I'm from Brooklyn, so we can't say that.
So, John, really, just don't talk to these guys anymore. Maybe change your number, too, if it's driving you crazy.
Well, I don't want to change my number because I have too many friends that call me.
Okay, well, John, then continue talking to them. I mean,
No,
what else do you
don't
want me to
talk
tell
to
you?
me,
Just, it's crazy. If they're calling as often as you say, and you've been hoodwinked as often as you let out, don't. Just change your number. Honest to God, that's the best.
Change your attitude.
Yeah.
And you're
Just
not going to
don't
win the
deal
lottery.
with them. You got to hang up with them. I don't know what else to tell them. John, I swear to God, I don't know what else to tell you. Don't talk to these clowns. Change your number. It's not a big deal.
Try those 2 apps.
Yeah. I know changing your number's a long. How long have you had the same cell, Doc?
Oh, 40 years.
Well, 40 years.
Same number.
Okay. Marco, how long?
Since 1997.
97. Dano?
Well, at least 17 years at least.
Yeah, mine's at least 10 or 12. I mean, I think of changing numbers occasionally. All right, 303-713-8255. Suzanne, did we get a hold of Mike over at Smith Plumbing?
I texted him. I'm gonna call him on break.
Yeah, tell him I'd like to get him on. And then Julie, hold tight. And then Carolyn and Justin, you guys hold on. One line open. You can free up 3. 303-713-8255.
Once you fall for a scam, you gotta
Sure.
But if I use O2.
Okay, no more robo is a charge for cell phones.
Yeah, right. I said that. But Hire
No,
is
you
free.
said they were both
Do you
free.
have a
Hire
pre-recorded
is
we
free.
can run on them?
Hire is great. They do a good job for me.
Listen, there's people out there that become targets
Because
they're idiots.
Because they are.
Once you fall
Do it now?
No, I totally agree. You can tell a scam, just like an email you can tell a scam.
I had a guy up in the mountains I play poker with. He's a retired engineer. I had to put that in.
Hey,
Somebody sent him a
smart guy?
Well, he used to be. Somebody sent him a cashier's check for $10,000. They said, send us back $9,600. You keep $400. He said, well, it's probably money laundering, but if I can make a quick $400, what the hell? It turns out, of course, the cashier's check.
How was it money laundering?
Well, because they were sending him a check, and he was sending him back real money.
I know, but that's not what they would have to send him the check. They'd have to launder that money before it got sent there.
Whatever it was, he got scammed for $9,600. The idiot thought the cashier's check was good.
Sure.
How stupid can you be?
I agree. That whole theory, if it's too good to be true,
yeah, of course
right,
it is.
Right.
I deal with guys like, what was his name, John, 30 times a day on Fridays.
Not bad.
On Fridays, I don't know what to tell you, I work for AARP, or I volunteer at their fraud watch center. And we get calls from all over the country, like from people like John, who've been scammed and want to know what to do, or they've had, all these kind of stuff, Publishers Clearinghouse, Secret
Publishers Clearinghouse. He started mentioning Mega Millions.
Yeah. Nigerian.
He's one of these guys, he fall for anything.
No, you kind of don't get the Nigerian, that's more on
do you never ask him how many times he sent checks?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Money orders.
Yeah, money orders.
No,
not money
out of my bank. It was money orders.
And I tell people, anytime someone sends you to pay by gift cards, what real company do you pay your electric bill or your taxes and gift cards?
Or a fine.
Right.
Or
why do you
sheriff's
think
fine?
they want gift cards so you can't track them down?
My mom got three times. She never gave it. We stopped her.
Oh.
We stopped her, but 3 times, and she was like, it upset her. And then they say, well, don't call Dad.
Right.
And I said, Mom, why wouldn't you tell me if it was, you're going to hide it from me when it's my son?
Exactly.
Or
even the grandparent scam.
Right.
Yeah, we hear those all the time also.
But they say don't talk to Dad.
Don't tell anybody because I'm embarrassed or.
Why wouldn't you not?
Right.
You'd hide that from me.
Right.
That my son's in jail. That's what. No.
It's amazing people
And
make a living doing
sometimes
that.
when I talk to people, I'll tell them, look,
We're going to have a really weird break coming, though, because I was so far over.
Call, make sure that you have a secret word. Like, remember when your kids were growing up, did you tell them to have a magic word with strangers? Oh, we also, if anybody says that mom and dad are sick or blah, 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 ask them what the magic word is.
Oh, okay.
And if they didn't know the magic word, you don't go with them.
I've never really heard that before.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you tell with your kids?
No. Well, say it again. Did I what?
When my kid was growing up, we said if anybody ever comes to you and says, come with me, mom is sick or dad is sick or dad needs to meet you at the hospital because he's busy, if they don't know the magic word, you don't go with them. And so we always had a magic word.
Oh, that's good.
What was the magic word?
Chocolate. It didn't matter what it was. It was,
Bosco.
it was easy to
Bosco.
remember.
Popsicles.
But, so I tell people...
Wasn't he liking a fire?
Who, Bosco?
Yeah.
Bosco was a chocolate syrup back... You had it, right, in Pittsburgh?
No, you mean
you
where
didn't have
George
Bosco
was at?
chocolate syrups?
You saying where George
Hershey or long?
Did you have Fox's U-Bit?
Hold on, guys.
Hershey's.
That's right.
We had Hershey's, too.
You know what would be cool? How
Hershey,
about saving
Pennsylvania.
up to 50% on your energy bills and soundproofing your house up to 80%? You got to check out this video. You go to Rocky Mountain Retro Foam, or actually there's a really easy website to remember, foamyourwalls.com. Foamyourwalls.com. But these guys will show up and they inject this foam into your walls, and it fills up all the cavities. It goes around the electrical boxes and the outlets and the wiring and the plumbing. It goes around everything, and you can see it in action at foamyourwalls.com. But the bottom line is you're going to have much better insulation in your house. In fact, you can save up to 50% on your energy bills. If you have an older home, you definitely got to look into this. And then that added bonus of the soundproofing. Plus, there's energy rebates right now you could qualify for. Check out the video at foamyourwalls.com. By the way, it's mold resistant. It's got a great fire rating. It's fire resistant. But check it out at foamyourwalls.com.
That's a great product.
It's cool.
You know what? Like I got a
You
wall.
can't. The only problem is you can't do it in the ceiling.
Right. But I got a wall between my bedroom and the living room.
And it's loud.
And my girl's always complaining. She's coming out, turn the TV down, and I'm hard of hearing.
This would fix that.
Yeah. You can even do it in. I bet you can do it in interior walls.
Oh yeah. They can any wall.
You know, but it's not for insulation. It's for soundproof.
Right, for both.
Yeah, but you get the benefit.
Yeah, because I was telling her, I said I'm gonna like drill the holes and do the blow-in insulation. But this stuff's probably way better.
Yeah.
You know what else you need?
Well, yeah, it doesn't get caught. Like you got.
All right, 303-713-8255. We have one line open. We're trying to get Mike with Smith Plumbing and Heating. I still never really asked Julie, though. Julie, what do you want? What are you looking to get now?
Well, what I would like to get is the cost of what we got charged for the install, because Mike.
But they installed it.
But here's the issue. When I talked to Mike and I told him what was going on, he told me, "Oh, Jason's not a diagnostic plumber." And I'm like, "Wait a second. I told you we were trying to figure out what the problem was."
But you already bought the water heater.
It was already in. Yeah, we had bought it, but we could have taken it back if it had been diagnosed that there was something else going on. So Mike sent out another plumber. That plumber comes out, hooks up the pressure gauge to the actual water heater, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, your pressure is so high." And so he's like, "I'm guessing that it is actually the pressure regulator that's on your main line." And so we're like, so basically we didn't have. He's like, "Your water heater."
Well, did they give you a price on that?
He told me that the part was going to be $450 plus. When we talked to him, we're like, "Well, how much would it cost to actually put it in?" He's like, "Oh, it would probably take a half an hour, $90." And so then we didn't hear from him. So I called and talked to Bob, and he's like, "Oh, I misspoke. Mike says I have to charge the whole $180 to have it put in." And I'm like, "Wait, how much is the part?" And he said $450. I said, said, we found the exact same part on Amazon for $147.
Julie, you know what? I just don't care about pricing. You're also the same person that went to Home Depot and bought a water heater and paid someone to put it in. I mean, a water heater generally is $1,000+. I mean, it's evident how you operate. If Mike did anything wrong, I assure you, he'll make up for it. That's what I'm saying. Right now, if he installed it, how am I supposed to tell him, okay, I just got to talk to him? Because let me tell you, my understanding from Deputy Dan is a lot different. From one, did you do this on Yelp? Does this have something to do with Yelp?
No.
Nothing to do with Yelp. It didn't bid through Yelp.
No, they have like Service Whale. I mean, I only contacted him. Their platform's called Service Whale. We talked about what the cost would be, but I actually had a conversation with him.
But it was for installing the water heater, right? It wasn't for any diagnostics. That's the main difference I'm hearing right now. Is, listen, this lady wanted the water heater installed. We quoted her $389 in labor, which is exactly what you told me, and then $47.50 for the permit. Are we on the same page right now?
That's what he quoted us.
He sent someone out there. He sent someone out there that installs water heaters. They were assuming that's what they were going to do. The water heater was there. They went out and they installed it. Now there's another issue, and they quoted you on that, but you didn't want to have that done because it was too much money, because you said you could get the part for like $3 somewhere or whatever it was.
But the problem is when I spoke to Mike, he said, oh, we'll figure out what the problem is, and we'll take care of it.
Did they charge you? Well, wait a minute. So, wait. So Mike said to you, we'll come out and we'll figure out what the problem is and we'll take care of it. So your entire water line could have been broken and he was going to dig up your yard and take care of it at this point.
No, he just wanted to figure out why there was water coming out of the pressure regulator.
Did he charge you for that?
We hadn't. Say that again?
Did they charge you to come out and diagnose it at this point?
He just said that would be the cost if it was actually the water heater that was the problem.
How old is the house? I want to know how old.
Or how old's a water heater?
Yeah.
The water heater that was in there was only 6 years old, and we hadn't had any problems since we moved in. It just started happening.
Why wouldn't you just, for the life of me, what I don't understand is why you wouldn't just call a plumber and say, here's what's happening, can you come out and diagnose it? Instead, you go out and you buy a water heater. Then you have someone quote you on installing a water heater you bought somewhere else. You're the same person, I think, that would go buy an alternator or a starter, bring it up to Jiffy Lube or Firestone and say, will you install this? And honest to God, Mike, I think you're crazy for installing it. Look where we're at now. If I've got any problem with Mike, it's the fact that he decided to install this water heater. He knows better.
Yeah, but the thing is, we didn't have to have that work done. All that really needed to be done.
But you went out and bought it. Oh, am I the only one not understanding? They showed up and there's a water heater there, and he quoted to install it. You're saying when they came out, they were supposed to. We just got to get Mike on.
That wasn't the problem. Wait, if it wasn't the problem, we would have taken it back.
I need some feedback on this. Go ahead.
But the permit you wouldn't have been able to take back.
What are you going to argue? I mean, what can I say? You shouldn't get yourself in this position. Now he owns every problem that ever happens in her house that has to do with the water heater. It's going to be, he just bought this thing. I mean, it's crazy. Make sure we have all of Julie's information. We got to get Mike on. I want to talk to Mike about this, and we'll get Julie back up. I'm hearing two different sides to this big time. Here's what I'm hearing. Here's what I'm hearing in an email. I'm hearing she simply wanted a bid on installing. I shouldn't have installed it because she bought it somewhere else. You think I would have learned by now, but I didn't. We went out and installed it. Now she has another issue, and she says that's our problem. I sent someone out at no cost and diagnosed it for free and gave her a price on installing it. And she didn't want to do it because she can go on Amazon and buy it somewhere else. That's the other side of what I'm getting now. But I want to get Mike to come on the air. So let's just keep going down that road. 303-713-8255. I'm late, aren't I? All right, let's take a quick break. I promise we'll get to a new call right after this.
Okay, Mark, can I say something? Wait. Mark, let me.
I think
She had a broken water heater.
No. She got a leak.
She had a leak, right.
She doesn't know what it is.
Let me finish. So she has in her bedroom a water heater. Because if the guy says...
What's a strange place to have a water heater?
She has it in the garage. The guy comes out and he says, it's not the pressure valve, you need a water heater. Says, great, I have one in my garage, go install it. There's nothing wrong with that on her part. If he said it was just a pressure valve, she said, okay, fix it, I'm going to return this water heater. Having a second water heater is irrelevant.
On standby.
Right.
She had it on standby because she didn't know.
She reached out to them through an email. How much to install a water heater? I already have one.
No, that's after the fact.
What do you mean?
She said, I got a leak. Right. Can you come out and figure out what it is?
No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
Mike Robinson's on 6.
Good. No, she didn't. She reached out through email of some sort and said how much to install a water heater.
After they said you needed a new one.
Wrong, Doc. Wrong.
Okay.
Not even closer. I'd be ripping Mike up and down.
Well, how about this? I got a leak. I don't know if it's a water heater. I have one in case it needs replaced. How much is it?
That's what I heard.
Mile High Estate. Brandon is a great attorney. In fact, here's what I want you to do. If you ever need a will, or if you ever find yourself in an issue, maybe involved in anything that has to do with death, what do you do actually the first time? I never thought of this, Dan. What do you do? All of a sudden you get a call and you find out that maybe your folks are dead or someone dies. The first thing you do, and then how do you deal with that afterwards? I mean, what do you do, honestly, Dan? What do you think?
Well, it depends on if you got a will or not, huh?
Well, that's it. And if you don't have a will, what happens after that?
Right.
I mean, estate planning in general, you know what it really is asset protection. I need his number. I mean, more than anything, it's asset protection. It doesn't matter if you set up a trust for your kids or if it's a simple will. But how about if you have young kids? What happens to them? Does your sister get the kids? Does your brother? Do your neighbors? Do you have godparents? There's so many things to think of when it comes to estate planning. And I'm telling you, these are the guys for you. And the other thing is they will give you a one price. They'll tell you exactly how much it is. Where is it here, Dan? Up at the top? Check it out. 720-924-6171. Just get a price on a will. 720-924-6171. Boy, I screwed that up. I didn't even have them up.
I didn't have a paper.
So, Marco, you and I heard the same thing.
Damn it.
No. So what happened is, she said she told Mike that...
And I did have them up. Damn it.
It was leaking.
Right. And she said, what I heard is she said, I have a leak from the pressure valve.
Right.
How much is it to come out and find out if it's a pressure valve, and if I need a new water heater...
Well, over Mike, that's not what I heard.
Okay.
The other thing is, but she got the same problem.
We're going to bring Julie and Mike up.
On that. He pulled a permit.
Yeah.
So that just tells me that she said replace the water heater.
Right.
Here's the difference in the stories. Mike's saying there was nothing, the only thing we did was, quote, installing her water heater. She didn't say anything else. She didn't say there was any trouble, nothing's leaking, none of that. We quoted her $389 for someone to show up and install the water heater. And that's what we did.
But didn't he first, I'm not arguing, I'm just asking, didn't he first send out somebody to diagnose the problem?
No.
He said, well, that's what she said.
No.
That some kid came out.
Right, to do it, and then he did a pressure valve.
I just want to keep Julie out, that's all.
And he said, well, that's not the problem.
But the other thing is, don't you just turn the pressure down at the main? Why do you have to put a reducer in there?
What do you mean? Well, okay.
She's got too much water pressure.
But hold on.
If you got too much water pressure, you turn it off at the main.
Unless she went out and juiced up her water pressure, something changed.
Yeah. That's what the...
That's what that regulator does.
Yeah.
Right.
And usually you'll start getting that knocking in the walls and shit.
If you have it too high.
She's not going to go out and change it.
Ask how high it was, because for that thing to leak, that's got to be really high.
Well, but the other thing is the pressure release valve was 6 years old. So it might not have been the hot water tank. It might have been the pressure release valve.
Can you replace just that?
Yes.
It's like $8.
Yeah, like, $15. Which is what, and that
Why
should have been
wouldn't she just call a plumber in the first
She
place?
had
to
a leak
diagnose?
out of the pressure release valve.
Yes. And a lot of times you can just like do like this. Sometimes they're
Yeah,
stuck
yeah.
in
Sometimes you could do that.
They got
Tap
shit
it with
in
a
there.
screwdriver
Yes, they got-
and
Yeah, but
reseat it.
she's not going to do that.
No.
She could.
Well, she doesn't. She didn't know to do that.
Right, it's easy to do. Well, she knows enough to.
But that's the first thing they should have done.
Right.
But the big thing is,
Did she give you any heads up?
they told her to replace the water heater because he bought a permit. You'd never get a permit first, but replace the water heater. Unless you're going to replace the water heater, because that's $50.
Listen, a lot of times they can change a pressure release valve and they want to install a new water heater.
No, you're right. I mean,
Okay.
I think we're getting confused, all of us, including me, on the sequence of events. Because she did have someone come out there
That's
to
the same
check
guy.
the pressure
That's
valve.
the guy who took off the pressure tank and
Right,
all
right.
that. Yes. And then he, on his own, went and checked the water and said it was okay.
Right, so her first call was not to get a new water heater.
Yes, it was. It was to get the water heater, and then he
Fixed.
did that on his own.
Okay.
And then he did that on his own. That's why.
But that's why they sell pressure release valves by themselves.
Yeah. And you're supposed to do your pressure relief valve every year.
Are you?
To make sure it works, yeah. Just to press it.
Oh,
in
yeah,
and
yeah.
do it.
Check it. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I was
Because you
gonna say,
know
you're not
what?
supposed
If
to
that
switch
thing
that.
blows, they went out the roof.
Right.
There's enough pressure in that they can
Yeah,
go
well,
right through the roof.
Then you got.
Have you ever seen?
And that's a problem.
Well, yeah, but the pressure release valve.
Have you ever seen Mythbusters?
Yes.
That they did like that.
Did
And
they?
it went,
Okay.
they built a 2-story wood frame house, and they closed off the pressure release valve.
And they heated it
What?
up.
It was like a fucking rocket.
So it did go through.
right through 2 floors, about 100
Who is
feet
it?
in
The
air.
Mile High. What's his name? It's Blake Harris.
Blake Harrison.
All right, 303-713-8255. One line open real quick. We do have Mike Robinson up with Smith Plumbing and Heating. Listen, we treat people on the referral list like anybody else. I've got to get to the bottom of this. I mean, we just got to get to the bottom of it. I'm hearing 2 completely different stories. But first, I do need to tell you about Blake Harris. I did a commercial for Mile High Estate Planning, and you know what? I screwed up his name, and I apologize. I'm going to blame it on Angie. I'm going to just blame it on somebody else. It wasn't my fault. But listen, Blake Harris, he always gives a free consultation, always. So if you do want to talk about a trust or a will or a prenup or a postnup, this guy also does litigation if it comes down to something. But a simple will, a beneficiary's deed, a payable on death certificate, you pretty much name it, this guy can do it. And you got to get with him. He's got a seminar coming up on the 13th, which I think is this Friday, and it's a free seminar. In fact, someone, I think it was Clint, Deputy Clint went to it. This guy couldn't shut up for about a week saying he got so much information from it. It's not a high pressure anything. It's where you literally ask questions and Blake is going to help you understand and steer you in the right direction. You might have an old will or a trust, or how about a trust you never funded and you got basic questions about it. That is what this is for. But call up and get signed up March 13th for this seminar, 720-924-6171, 720-924-6171. All right, Mike Robinson with Smith Plumbing and Heating. Mike, how are you today, man?
Yeah, not too bad. How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing all right. Listen, so here, I got an email from you. I got an email from her. And the bottom line is this. She's saying that your guy came out to install a water heater. I think we all acknowledge you went out there to install a water heater for $389 plus whatever the permit is, $45, whatever. So here's where the story starts getting different. She's saying when your guy came out there, whoever it is, because there's been, I guess, 2 guys came out, but the first guy that was coming out, he said, yes, your pressure's fine. It's definitely the water heater. That's basically what I think Julie's saying. Julie, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so Mike, your guy, and I put her back on hold so you can talk. She's saying that. When I got your email, I read it like this. You were basically saying, hey, she went through Yelp or she went through something to get bids on installing her own part, and we gave her a bid of the $389 plus the permit, and she accepted it, and we sent somebody out. You didn't hear of any of this pressure or any other issues until she had a problem again. So fill us in on your side of this.
No, that's not that's not correct, Mark. What I talked to her when she called in about the water heater, and I said, the pressure relief valve on the water heater went. We want to make sure that was the problem. So we're going to go ahead and put a pressure gauge on your outside faucet. We're going to turn it on. We're just going to check the pressure. So when the guy went out there to put the water heater in, he put the gauge on the outside, checked the water pressure, it tested fine. Tested at, I don't remember, 65 pounds or, whatever's fine for a PRV for water pressure into a house.
Got it.
So he said, hey, the water pressure looks fine. Here's the gauge. It's fine. It must be the PRV in the water heater. So we installed the water heater, took the other one away, and the next day she contacted us again and said, hey, my son was taking a shower. I think that was it. And the same thing happened to the water heater. So I said, how about I send another guy out and we'll put on a 24-hour gauge that has if there's a spike, meaning there's a deficiency or defectness in the PRV, that we would not be able to tell just in a 5-minute or 10-minute test.
So it records it.
24 hours. Yeah, it records it. So over the 24 hours, we'll see if there's a spike. And sure enough, we went back out and it had spiked to 120 PSI at some point during that 24 hours.
Got it.
So at that point, we said, you know what? Yes, your PRV is bad. It was an intermittent problem. We were able to put this on and diagnose it. We can replace the PRV.
Well, okay, then that does bring up the question. If your guy didn't diagnose it right in the first place, or you're saying because it was intermittent, there would be no way to do it. I mean, if she just called you and it had nothing to do with installing a Home Depot water heater, what would you generally do? If they came out and said, hey, this thing keeps going, would it have been the same way?
No. So when the customer calls us out and says, hey, here's what's happened. I got a water heater. The PRV went in it. What should we do? We would go out and look at it. We go, okay, there's a trip and diagnostic fee. We'd go out and say the pressure on the outside appears to be fine. The PRV went on your water heater, and then we give them a couple choices. One of the choices would be, hey, we'll leave this on. We'll come back in 24 hours and see what the diagnosis is. But there's no way to know an intermittent problem unless you throw a gauge on.
How does a new pressure release valve, a pressure release valve releases pressure when you get to maybe 100 PSI. So how does putting in a new pressure release valve solve the problem if there's a spike?
No, it's not.
No, it's a whole house.
It's where the water comes into the house. I've had to replace one in the house, Marco. And it was
you're talking about a regulator.
It was like $700 or $800.
The main coming in.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what was spiking. So when the pressure would spike through there, it was tripping the water heater release valve.
Correct.
So, Mike, where do you stand on this? Honestly, I kind of see her side a little bit, and I see yours. I mean, where did you guys leave it? Julie wanted – hold on, let me bring her back up. Julie, what did you want? You told me you wanted basically the $389 back.
I mean, I would be willing to just pay whatever the trip charge was because we're essentially out over $1,000 instead of just having it diagnosed. Because when Bob, the second plumber, came out, he threw that gauge on there, and it was like at 100. Even while he was standing there, in less than 5 minutes, he's like, oh, yeah, I think it's your pressure regulator that's on your line. So, I mean, Jason never he went out and checked that and was like, oh, yeah, obviously it's your water heater. Let's just switch it out. I mean, he really didn't do any diagnostics. And, Mike, you told me, oh, he's just an installer. He's not a diagnostic guy. But I had explained to you that we needed to figure out exactly what the problem was. And
so, you never explained
yes,
you need to
on the
figure out the problem.
14th,
On
the 14th,
Yelp,
we had
on
a
the
conversation.
Yelp thing, you exactly said.
I didn't go
went
to
out
Yelp.
and went to
I
100
went to
people.
your
I don't know how many
website.
people it went to. You went. It came off of Yelp, and I've got the screenshot. Came off of Yelp. How much to replace a water heater?
It's from Service Whale. That was
Service Whale.
on your website.
Mike, I bet you don't install customers' parts anymore.
No, I absolutely won't, because this is exactly what happens. So people go out and buy parts.
Mike, what do you? Hold on, Julie. Hold on, Julie. I mean, you said trip charge. What would generally the trip charge diagnostic? Mike, I don't know. What do you think's fair, just to make this go away? Honest to God, what?
Well, I don't know how you us installing a third-party water heater.
Yep.
Which was what was requested.
And you have that through Yelp or whatever she used, right?
Right, Service Whale.
Yeah, okay, so that comes in through Service Whale, and that's literally what it says. So when she filled something out, and I need to understand this part, this wasn't just you. She filled something out saying how much to install a water heater and then gave her address, then different people, bid on it? I don't know what Service Whale is.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's what I understand it to be.
Okay. I don't know. What do you guys think on this? My God. I mean, I see both sides of this. I honestly, and no offense to you, Mike, I don't know why your first guy, although he says it's intermittent, it took a...
Right. That intermittent is the big thing. That's toughest.
Yeah, how would they know? If he put up the pressure gauge to the bib outside and it was good at the time, you would say, okay, the water heater.
Right. That's exactly what happened.
Man.
So it wasn't until it went again when we put it on for 24 hours that we found it was an intermittent problem.
Yeah.
And then normally
and she has the benefit of the new water heater being installed.
Right. It was. I mean, I think it was. I don't know, 7 years old. I may be wrong, but I think it was 7 or 8.
Yeah, she said 5, 6, whatever it is.
So even when the pressure relief valve was bad, okay, normally it's $575 for to replace the PRV with a 5-year warranty on it. I put it down for $450. They came back and said, well, we can buy it online for $150. And I said, okay, well, it's $180 an hour to install it, but there's no warranty. If the part doesn't come us, we can't warranty it.
Yeah, of course.
And we were crazy, and we're too high priced, and we're ripping people off. And I'm like,
all right, hold on.
Well,
hold on, man. I got to take this break. I want to talk to both of them off the air. I just want to put this to bed, and I want to hear from listeners too on this. Honestly, this is one of those deals.
Now, impact traffic.
Yeah, he just happened to be lucky, though.
What do you guys think, honestly? Actually, don't even tell me. I'm going to tell you when we come back.
Okay.
He should have never installed this damn part.
But he did.
Well,
I know he did.
That's not the issue. She got a new hot water tank. The first one was 6 or 7 years old. She should be fine with that.
And she got it installed cheaper than anywhere.
But she might not have needed it if the first guy would have checked the pressure. Because I don't.
Yeah, but they're saying it was intermittent. Hey, Julie, come up with something a little fairer. I mean, he doesn't. He really, and nor do I think he should
when the
refund the
second
whole
guy
thing.
came
You have
out,
the
as
benefit
soon
of
as
a new
he checked
water
it,
heater
and
installed at a good price. So I mean,
and then
I'm trying to arbitrate something, but come up with
monitoring.
something
I don't
else.
think there was any monitoring necessary. I think it was just
Frank Duran, the real estate man.
Is that what you're thinking?
No, I like I say,
Frank Duran, the real estate man. Yes. I use Frank. Tom uses Frank. We all use Frank. How about 25 years of proven credibility? When the market's hot, he'll get you more money. When the market's not, he'll get you more money. I can't explain it any other way when it comes to Frank Duran, the real estate man. He's with RE/MAX Alliance, and you can reach him at 303-920-1622. Honestly, he made us more money than other realtors selling our same model house in our neighborhood. I kid you not. And he saved us money on our next purchase. He's a great negotiator. FrankDuranHomes.com, 303-920-1622.
Whatever the Service Whale is,
Is that it for there?
Like I say, remember.
Sorry about that. I had a spot. Go ahead, Julie.
It was to do a water heater because he pulled a permit. That takes time and money to pull a permit.
Yeah,
well, I know. That part he's going to take care of. He already told me, and we can go over that too. But he's going to take care of that. But let's go back to what I asked you, though. Go ahead. He what?
Charged with a DUI, you need good representation. You need the law offices of Joseph A. Lazara, 303-429-6200. He'll help you through the legal maze of deadlines and hearings. Don't roll the dice and pick just any attorney. Call Joseph A. Lazara, a proven track record in DUI.
Julie, they all do that. There's nothing I can tell you about that. There's not. Everybody marks up. prices. I mean, that's just how people make money and have trucks and insurance and everything.
And they warranty it.
And then they warranty it. I'm sorry?
So right now, does she need that valve on the outside?
It's on it could be
wherever it is.
inside.
Not the pressure release valve.
It's a
Pressure regulator.
Regulator, yeah.
Right.
So she needs that regardless.
Yes.
Okay, so then, I don't understand why she's entitled to anything. She got the water heater, she got the installation.
Julie, Julie, I'm going to revisit this though. You do have a new water heater. You do have it installed. What do you think's fair? He doesn't think $389 or whatever you're asking for is fair. So let's go back to that. So I have something to say to him. How about $200? I'll throw something out. How about he refunds you $200 and gets it done?
It's already done.
See,
you're breaking in and out so bad.
She's kind of like me, but I do my work because I will, look at parts and whatever stuff, and I bought a pressure.
But now we're talking about the pressure.
Julie, we're just going back and forth. Right now I'm playing mediator. I have to start somewhere. Is $200 fair?
What?
I have no idea. It would be if they left it on there for 24 hours, I'm assuming it would be 2 trip charges and whatever the diag is. I don't know, but I can ask them. But I really don't care about that. What I'm talking about right now is how much do you want me to ask them for a refund? You got the benefit of the install of it. Whether it was diagnosed, go ahead.
Did she get the pressure regulator replaced? She still needs that, right? Did she get the pressure regulator?
Right.
Yeah, but it needs installed.
It was $1,800. The stuff, the equipment when I went and got it, stuff was $200, under $200.
Right.
I just did it myself because it's all very easy stuff.
But Julie,
what?
You got the benefit of it installed. Do you understand that? You have the benefit of her. Well, maybe you could have waited. Maybe you could have waited. Okay, I don't even know how to. Dan, go fucking talk to her. I'm done with her. I swear to God, she's driving me crazy.
She's driving me crazy.
Oh my God, she's driving me crazy. She won't answer a question.
Okay.
No, don't talk to her. I'm going to bring her back up.
Okay.
Listen.
I'm asking her a basic question. She can't go there.
What she wants.
And I am, Mike, I hope you're listening online. Why you installed someone else's part is beyond me.
What she needs to understand is they go in about 10 years anyway. So, she'd have paid the $389 whether it's now or 3 years from now.
He needs to be sedated. Forget about you.
I know. You want some of my sedation? I got propofol.
No, she won't. She just won't listen. I'm saying, give me a number. She won't give me anything. She's going back into her life story.
Get Suzanne in here to give him a back rub. He needs a little
Suzanne.
No, the thing on it is I don't think a plumber's going to say, okay, you might have a pressure thing if it doesn't do it right away. And I would say the first thing, okay, it could be your pressure relief.
I don't like one part of how any of this shit went down on either of their sides. Honest to God.
I agree.
I think it was a total fuck up on both of their parts.
But I said.
Wait, so right now, Mark, she's got everything installed. She needs a pressure regulator, right? That's it.
Right.
Am I correct?
Right.
Hold on.
But she's got a new water heater.
I'm losing my mind on this, and I'm going to be honest. Julie, I tried to talk to you on break, and I'm going to bring you back up. Listen, I have to have a starting point to ask Mike something. I agree. Maybe they should have diagnosed it, but if it took them 24 hours and putting that recorder on there to see it, it's something. But you did get the benefit of a new water heater being installed, Julie. I can't seem to get that through your head. You had a 5, 6, 7-year-old water heater that is now new. There is a benefit there. I don't mind asking Mike to do something for you, but you won't give me a number. I said, okay, it was $389. How about if I start with $200 and you start telling me the same story again and again off the air? Julie, please give me a number. Then I'm going to ask Mike if it's fair to him.
I just want the difference between a diagnostic versus the install.
What would that be? Okay, so if his diagnostic is $600, you're going to owe him money. I'm trying to be ridiculous for a point. What do you think is fair? You got the benefit of it being installed, Julie. I swear you must understand that. If your car was 7,000 miles overdue on an oil change and someone did an oil change, well, this is I'm getting into ridiculous stuff here. I don't even know. I mean, Mike, throw something out that I can throw at her because it's not going the other way. She's saying she just, what would you typically charge to go out there, diagnose the problem, put that recorder on for 24 hours, go back out, check it? What would that typically be? Maybe this is the answer to our question. Mike?
Yeah. I don't know that I've ever. Given that it's in...
This is insane. Mike, I swear I wish you never took on this job. I swear to God, and I mean that, man. I don't think I've ever had one complaint on you, and you've been with us forever. And this complaint I find silly because she does have the benefit of it, but her story's completely different.
Yeah, the issue is... The issue for me is... when I'm asked to go out and do something,
Mike, please hold on. I got to take this. Mike, please come up with the number between both of them. I swear to God, we're going to get through this in some form of mediation if I've got to pull Deputy Dan's hair out. 303-713-8255. Stay tuned.
Trip charges and diagnostic minus $389 is what she's entitled to. Right? That would be...
That's $180.
So this is why I say...
So he said $200. He was right on.
Yep.
Mike, she's hard-headed as I've ever dealt with, and I mean, just throw me something out to throw at her, and let's just get it done. She's going to haunt you forever, first of all.
And now it's public. He wants to do the right thing. You know, I wouldn't hesitate. I said, I'm going to give her all her money back. For $189, you can't get bad press.
It's $389.
I'd give her a $389.
And she says she's still got something that needs to be done on it. But you
can't be getting bad press. Over $100, $200.
No. She's saying something on the water heater itself or something.
Really? Suzanne, I can't out-energy Mark today. What am I supposed to do? He's making me look calm.
He needs some. He needs some TLC.
He's gonna need yoga after this.
I know.
We'll get him there.
All right, next break, I need a coffee. You're going to walk.
Okay, but you're going to handle
it.
You know where it is?
I think so.
I'll show you, because I'm going to get one too.
Let's just throw me a dollar amount so we can end this, and I'll end it. I'll just end it.
I'm so sorry. It's them shoes you were talking about.
I don't know. I don't know because it's like she... Yeah. All right, that sounds good. I love it. Hold tight. God bless. Finally, a number.
They got a number?
They got a number. One was at $3, the other was at $4,000.
Airlines are projected to lose $113 billion this year in sales because of the coronavirus. And while a number of other companies have seen their stock prices get hit dramatically,
the Dow, after losing over 2,000 points yesterday, they have been up as much as 800 today. This is ABC News. Great Britain is bracing for more coronavirus.
Officially, there's just a few hundred confirmed cases here. Britain's Deputy Chief Medical Officer says that will change dramatically in the next few weeks.
We will see many thousands of people infected by coronavirus. That's what we're seeing in other countries.
Dr. Jenny Harry says she expects treatment to take two paths.
Elderly people, particularly those with chronic underlying conditions, get into hospital and get treatment, and we support other people in the home environment.
The vast majority, she expects, can be managed safely and appropriately in that home setting. Tom Rivers, ABC News, London.
As if Paris hadn't been through enough with Notre Dame, now the water level in the Seine River is rising so fast the Louvre could be forced to close again. It's already been shut down off and on for the coronavirus. And history for James Taylor. He's now the first artist with top 10 albums in every decade, from the 60s all the way to the 2020s. This is ABC News.
At Quicken Loans, our 17,000 team members know that home is so much more than a house. That's because our clients tell us all the time. Hey, this is Jay Farnan, CEO of Quicken Loans, and we want to help you save money on your mortgage with some of the lowest refinancing rates ever. Rates are historically low. You may be able to reduce your rate and save money on your monthly mortgage payment right now. Pay off some credit card debt or put some money towards that new bathroom or kitchen you've always wanted. The rate today on our 30-year fixed rate mortgage is 3.99%. APR 4.23%. That's right, 3.99%. While we can't predict what will happen in the future, we do know that rates have dropped and now is the time to save money on your mortgage. Call us today at 800.
So how did we end it with
You're supposed to
Mike
handle it.
and
You're supposed to
I'm
handle it.
gonna tell them both that. No,
No,
whatever.
no, see, I don't know if you know all what happened on.
I heard it all, yeah. So, I mean, are we letting these two go?
I think he gave a number to Mark. I think Mike. No, I think you need them both on there. So.
All right. So he's going to finish up with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
The big thing here is people think like, and she is really bad though, that you can go buy a part and then hire someone to do it. And but the worst part there is they think it's going to be warranted then.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's the worst part.
So you're going back to Robinson and Julie?
For a half a second.
Okay, then listen.
Because I'm about to strangle both of them.
You got to get this where you can see. Listen, babe. Jim Saxton is very nervous to come on the air, and he has an appointment.
Hold tight. Troubleshooter show. Hold on.
I know Jim. Where's that from? I talked to him.
He's Excel Services, our cleaning folks.
Yes, he's what now?
He has an appointment at 12:30. He's nervous about coming on, so can you please take him before 12:30?
Yeah, where is he?
He's on 7. Daphne's queuing him up.
Okay. Tell her to get whatever I just put on hold too. I think it was 3, but I don't know.
Why did you touch them? We got them.
Because it was ringing forever.
So happened.
Someone texted me saying, hey, the phone's ringing.
I don't think anybody would have diagnosed that right away like that if it was intermittent. There's not anybody who's going to say, okay, it could be your pressure relief valve, let's put a 24-hour thing and come back. Because then if it wasn't that, she'd say, no, they just charged me an extra trip charge. You know what I'm saying, Popsicle?
Say that again?
You know what I'm saying? Nobody would have diagnosed that if it was intermittent like that, saying, hey, we need to put a pressure regulator on there for 24 hours. Nobody would have done that. Because they would have charged 2 trip charges. And they would have bitched about that. Intermittent is the worst. It's the worst.
I wonder what happens inside there. I had to have one replaced. Mine was like, we moved in.
Mine just goes out.
Mine was 01. Our house was built in 01, and we replaced it, I think, 14, so it lasted 13. Plumb line came out. Here's the first thing I started noticing is if we turned on, if somehow the kids' shower and our shower or the dishwasher, if 2 things were sucking water at the same time, we'd get a knock for a minute. And that's where I called them up, and it turned out to be that regulator. And they replaced it, but it was $700. It wasn't cheap, man. And where mine was, they had to, because I had the basement finished, I had to cut a hole in the drywall. They did it, and then I just bought a nice little door to cover it.
Is the pressure valve regulator usually inside or outside the dwelling?
Inside. Otherwise it'll freeze.
What?
It'll freeze.
Oh, okay.
And then here's the other thing, man. I think I end up being harder on him because he's a referral list member.
Yep.
I like catch myself going, oh, I can't take it easy on him. So I think I do the reverse. Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. Yes, I am calmed down a little, but we are here to solve your problems. We're here to take your complaints. We're here to go after the bad guys. And that is what we do on this show. You've been ripped off or taken advantage of. I want to hear from you. 303-713-8255. That is the number when you hear someone drop off. Pick up the phone, call us. I want to hear from you. 303 Martino, by the way, works on and off the air We're going to have somebody on in a little bit. We're going to finish up with this one call in a second, but we're going to go to Jim Saxton. He's with Excel Services Network. In fact, I'll tell you a little more about him as we get closer, but we're going to go to him in about 5 or 10 minutes. They clean homes. You go, well, why are you having a cleaning company on? Well, because of this virus, and we're going to pick Doc's brain a little too. And I also want to talk about, is it a good time to get your vents cleaned? Now, Excel doesn't do that, but it's very interesting, what's a waste of money right now when it comes to the virus and what isn't. So we're going to pick Doc's brain and Jim Saxton with Excel Services. By the way, they do our house. And they do Tom's house. I have used Excel for a long time. Tom's used them probably for, 10 years. There's nothing like trusting someone when they come in to clean your house. But anyhow, I'm going to finish this up with Julie. Julie called, and just to button this thing up, she had Mike Robinson. He owns Smith Plumbing and Heating. She had him bid on installing a water heater. And bottom line is the water heater wasn't the problem. There was another problem, but her old water heater was 6 years old. She paid him $389 to install the water heater, and it turned out to be something else. That's it. But understand, she bought this water heater from Home Depot or Lowe's or somewhere else like that. So, Julie, I finally got a number that I think's fair from Mike. In fact, honestly, I think it's more than fair, because what you got to remember is you have the benefit of the new installation. But he said $189 because they were out there twice, and that would be the diagnostic and the 2 times out there. So I think $189's fair. That means he's going to give you $200 back, and of course he's going to finish that bending that pipe or whatever he's got left to do out there. Of course, he's going to finish that up. So are you good with that?
So $200 back, you said?
Yeah, you're going to end up spending $189. So you're going to spend, and let's clarify what that's for. That's installing a water heater and the diagnostics and the trip charge, $189.
And fixing whatever he has to fix. That's a great deal, Julie.
That's part of the installation.
Julie, I'm totally objective on this. Take it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is fair. I mean, I just wanted Mike to own the fact that his installer installed a water heater that didn't need to be installed, didn't diagnose it correctly, and then
Julie,
it was intermittently, Julie.
Julie, the one problem was intermittently. There's no way they would have figured it out. I think he's going beyond.
Well, Bob came out and diagnosed it within 5 minutes.
Because it happened to be high pressure at the time, Julie.
It was going out. It was very, very possible. When the first guy put it on, it wasn't that high. That's why that pressure relief valve didn't go off every single time on your old water heater.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a mess, I would say. Because he wouldn't own the fact that
you own part of this whole thing, though. I'm done with her. I'm sorry. And here's where, and Mike, I'm going to have you on. Mike, I think that's more than fair. And you know something else I'm going to say, Mike? Because you're on the referral list, I think I treat you harsher than I would anybody else. And I hope you understand that. I don't think you guys did anything wrong here. If it was an intermittent problem and your guys checked it to begin with, they had the water heater there, they bought it somewhere else, all you did was quote on install it. Listen, man, I get it. But at the same time, I have to do what I do. Dan, do you think I'm harder on referral list members or easier? Because we're going to have emails going, oh, Mike's on the referral list, so Mark took care of him. That's BS.
Oh, no, she got a great deal.
In fact, I think it's the opposite. Honest to God, Mike, okay, listen, now, Mike, I'm going to, first of all, I appreciate you coming up with a number, and I think it's more than fair. You're going to refund her $200. Now, I'm going to ask you, how do you think I handled it? And lay into me if you think I need to be. I'm being serious, Mike.
No, I mean, this is one of the ones, Mark. The reason you've never had anybody but this particular person call in is because normally if we make a mistake, I take care of it immediately. Like if something we do wrong.
Yeah, I know. That's why we've never had a complaint on you.
You know what? I don't mean to be a sycophant, but every time we have a referral list, they have the cojones to come on and talk about it.
Well, they have to come on and talk about it.
Right,
that's part about being on the referral
list. A lot of
list.
other people, you can't get them to come on the air and even discuss the problem. These guys come on, give us their side, and the consumer, it's almost like being in court. You have a chance to face your accuser.
Yeah.
Everybody who complains about the referral list, they get to talk to the people and discuss it.
Here's what is unbelievable if you really think about it. She had a new water heater installed, a full diagnosis, multiple trip charges for $189. I mean, it's an incredible deal.
Amazing.
And Julie, I'm not going back to you, but you were still upset at the end. You said it was fair, but then you started trying to rub salt into a wound that shouldn't have even been opened. Mike Robinson, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, no, Mark, I usually try to take care of this right away, but this is one of those ones where, you know, being accused of doing something wrong when you didn't do anything wrong.
There's a lot of other
35 years I've been in this, and the only reason why we even discussed the pressure relief valve at all is because of my experience with the pressure relief valves on water heaters.
Yeah.
They don't just pop normally. So we looked at it. The guy sent out Jason's got to be a 25-year experienced plumber. He put it on. I asked him specifically about it. He said, hey, Mike, it registered fine at 65. It had to be the water heater. When it happened again, Bob went out, and yes, maybe I didn't hear the report. Maybe when he was out there immediately there was a spike in it, but we left it on 24 hours. We saw where it spiked, and we came back with an additional solution. It's not uncommon
to
not be able to diagnose something
instantly
immediately the first time in plumbing. So
yeah.
And the fact is,
or Mike, for that matter, electrical or HVAC or anything.
Yeah, it's impossible. I mean, I go out and replace a piece on a furnace, and like 2 days later, something else goes out. Well, it doesn't mean I didn't diagnose it, right? It means that there was something else, or something happened.
Yeah.
So I'm always trying to work with customers, to keep them happy. But with them, and the thing I didn't like was their accusation that somehow my pricing, I'm a rip-off.
I know. Then it becomes personal, and that's where I try. Mike, I get it, and that's where it becomes personal, and that's where it sucks. But you know what? It's part of being on the referral list, I guess.
Poor
people.
I'm going to have to deliver this check to her because I called the office, and I actually have to get another picture of the vent, the guy who came out didn't do it right. So I'm going to have to go up there.
Cool.
And I have no hard feelings. I mean, it is what it is. But I just, don't think we did anything wrong. But if $200, makes it sort of fair in her mind, then that's fine.
Good. I appreciate that, Mike. That is Mike Robinson with Smith Plumbing and Heating. I do appreciate you coming on. Keaton, you've got a comment on this. Go ahead, Keaton. Actually, I'm glad to hear from a listener. Have you heard the whole call from last hour into now, Keaton?
For the most part. I think the only thing that I missed was, did they install a expansion tank at all?
I don't think they did install an expansion tank, but I'm not sure. Okay. Both calls are gone, so
Why are you asking?
Why? What's the relevance?
I was a plumber for 15 years before I quit. And mostly did hydronics. So your issue is that when water starts to heat up, it starts to expand. And usually when it starts to expand the most is overnight, when everybody's sleeping and things like that. So you would see a spike as far as that expansion water goes.
Yeah.
So you have to have an expansion tank on a hot water heater for that expansion to go to.
What I think
that makes sense.
I'm not sure. Here's the deal. She went out, bought her own parts. He installed it. They did pull a permit. So if the permit, wherever they are, requires the expansion tank, they put one on.
Yep, absolutely.
Hey, let me ask you, you are a plumber, right?
Yes, sir.
So what would you have done if another, I don't know if you install customer parts or not, but let's just say someone talked you into it. You go out and this happened to you. What do you think would be fair?
I don't know if the diagnostics, my feeling, and I'm not trying to poke fun or poke fingers at anyone here, but my feeling is that the diagnostics weren't done properly prior to, and there was some circumstances. They had a brand new hot water heater there with so it's not a PRV that's on the side of the hot water. It's a TMP. It's thermal pressure reducer.
Got it.
So it actually goes off by temperature and pressure. Like I said, you have to have somewhere for that hot water. The problem is hot water heaters heat up so fast now.
All right.
You basically have a big storage tank. It turns into a pressure. You're basically got a pressure cooker.
Do you think the heating? I got people snoring right now just because they don't care about water heaters. I'll tell you when they care about water heaters is when they're not hot.
Yeah.
Do you think I handled it good? Do you think ultimately a $200 refund? So she's going to ultimately spend $189 getting a water heater installed and a couple trip charges, everything else. Is that a fair deal?
I think she's coming on pretty well, but in my
too.
opinion, like I said, I would put an expansion tank on there. That will solve her problems.
Got it.
So.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Okay, cool.
Thank you. 303-713-8255. I would like to hear what people think on that, mainly because it's a referral list member, and I mean this. We have a lot of people that listen all the time. Does Tom seem to be easier or harder on referral list members? Do you think that was fair? I would like to hear from you. Jim Saxton coming up. I want to find out, if one of my kids, one of my kids works in a daycare. She's in college, but she works part-time at a daycare. If she comes home with the flu, if she comes home with, God forbid, this snake flu or whatever this new one is, I mean, can Excel Services, the way they clean my house, do they disinfect everything? I'm going to put Jim on the spot and find out. It's not going to be a long, boring conversation. I promise. I truly want to know what is real and what isn't. And then I'll chime in with Doc. Hold tight.
It's Ross Kaminsky.
Mornings at 6.
President Trump's campaign has filed lawsuits against the Washington Post.
Marco, we're going to talk bad faith. Did you hear me?
I did.
These things, credit optimization, which means they will work with you to optimize your credit. Even if you're approved, they can do small tweaks to your credit, like
just on that one. Who's this? This is the water heater going through the roof. Oh.
What happened?
Oh, they are Mythbusters. They turned off the pressure release valve, and the freaking water heater went up through the roof of a two-story house.
Why did? Because it blows from the bottom?
Yeah.
That's how it's designed?
Yeah, the bottom is the
glass.
point.
Glass from the bottom of the tank.
No, but I'm saying if that valve malfunctioned to where it wouldn't open, they must design the bottom that way.
Yeah, because the bottom is like a piece
Although, why wouldn't they do it from the top?
No, it's just that's the way it goes. That's where it's like a rocket.
Holy shit.
The bottom blows out and it's like a rocket. All that superheated water right through.
How about those ones you used to pump up as a kid? Right.
And you got to look at it. It's the pressure. Say you got 120 pounds, 120 times the area of it. That's a lot of pressure throwing that out. That's why you should check your pressure relief valve every year. And all you got to do is push it. Push the thing in there and make sure it's not stuck.
God, she was hard to deal with. Actually, he was a little hard to deal with on that, too. He should have just said, how about we cut it? How about half? But she was...
I think
my God.
He made a better deal if she would have allowed him to put in that regular. Now she's going to order it and then go hire someone else.
And Mark, here's what happens. As soon as she starts accusing him of not being good, that's where it becomes this mental game between the two.
And then she said, Mike said that guy's no diagnostic guy at first.
I didn't even understand that.
And Mike said he's a 25-year guy.
I don't know if that was first or second guy. I don't know.
No, first guy was a 25-year guy. I thought
as soon as you own a company, it becomes personal. If I had a patient who was upset with a little something in the office, even if it was something with the girls or the insurance, you take it personally because it's your practice.
Of course you do.
And so Mike is taking
it personally. And especially if it's being accused of something.
Exactly. Right.
Like, the girl up front's rude.
Right. So I take that personally.
Of course you do.
Because it's my practice.
And Mike took the call. He's the one that took the call and did it.
Yeah.
Where else can you advertise? And then your advertiser beats you up.
Well, I don't know if you really beat them up. The big thing is you beat.
You know, but how many times do we try and call people and they won't get back to us? But with the referral list,
How much longer till fix-it, sir?
you can always face your.
And is it long or short?
Here's the other thing: is the only place I know that does do parts like that, requires it, is that diesel shop in Castle Rock.
Oh, really?
They want you to bring the parts.
Right. Because we had the guy who, but they gave him his money back.
Yeah, but they wanted him to buy the parts, but the guy told him, I don't know if you knew all that. The guy told him, I don't have time. Can you guys just order them?
Oh, right.
So they did something. It seems like when they do beyond what the normal, that's when people get screwed.
Right. Right.
ADP helps keep business on track, and ADP helps a small Mexican restaurant keep up with compliance demands. When ADP helps businesses achieve what they're working for,
I don't like ADP.
HR talent.
Who do you use for payroll, Marco? Do you even know?
We do it in-house.
Oh, do you? Suzanne used to do ours, 50 employees.
I used Payroll One for years. They were great. You use ADP, Mark? That you guys use?
Now we don't use anybody in-house. Suzanne did it. Suzanne did it for 5 of my stores. It was a lot of work. Payroll was a lot of work.
Well, we use
okay, hold on.
Peachtree.
We use the service Payroll One. They were great. Absolutely terrific.
Okay.
Payroll One.
All right, check it out. Listen, for $39, you can get a licensed and, of course, insured, background checked HVAC tech or plumber to your house. $39. You got any issue going on with your furnace, air conditioning season's coming up real quick, or plumbing, maybe that leaky faucet you've had forever, you can get it checked out for $39. FixMyHome.com. These guys go everywhere. FixMyHome.com.
I had a problem. The IRS sent me something 2 years after I retired. Called up Payroll One. What?
They took care of it?
They took care of it. I mean, it's 2 years after I retired. But we'd used them for like 30 years. And I said, I got this. They said, send us a letter. You know, I Xeroxed it. And they took care of it, and they were so good. But, you know, they were just a great service for all those years.
So, Marco, how much would you put a new water heater in yourself?
You know, listen, I put in a lot of hot water tanks over my
So you know how to solder and everything then?
An attorney that installs water tanks. All right, 303-713-8255. Mike, hold tight. I want to hear that comment, but I got to go to Jim Saxton real quick. Jim, how are you doing, man?
I'm great, sir. How are you?
I am doing great. When you guys come out, we're on an every other week schedule with you, just like Thomas. So you guys come out, you clean our house every other week. Do they disinfect? If my kids come home, when they touch the doorknobs and everything, your guys are doing this now, right?
So we have been doing this for quite some time, way before the whole virus thing happened. So we use Clorox disinfecting wipes. We use the Lysol disinfectant spray. We use those basically on high fingerprint type areas. So
refrigerator door, doorknobs.
Correct. Cabinet doors, knobs.
Got it.
Remotes. We don't touch, obviously we don't deal with phones, but you can certainly use a Clorox disinfecting wipe on phones as well.
Hey, let me ask you, you just brought something up. You're talking about Clorox, and I think of bleach. I think of a very strong product. I saw a commercial the other day, and I know other people have seen this. I can't think of the name of it, but it said, you know, these are healthy. They didn't use the word healthy. They used the word like environmentally friendly, but I don't think there was any actual chemicals. It was like, you know, vinegar and water. I mean, honestly, those kind of cleaners, they might be better for the environment, but they don't kill bacteria, right?
No. You really want to use, if you don't want to use the Lysol product or the Clorox product, you can certainly use anything that has basically 70-80% alcohol content.
Yeah.
Is good. Anything that has
so vodka, you can use vodka to clean your house.
If you spill it, you just lick it up. It's great.
From what I understand, that doesn't work. But I did see that. But,
do you guys have an uptick right now? I mean, I see. I think we used you for a deep cleaning. We had a party. We did. We had a Christmas party either last year or the year before, and you guys will come out and do just a deep cleaning. When you do a deep, are you getting more calls on that now because of the virus?
We are. We are. We're seeing an uptick in the frequency of our cleaning. We have a lot of clients that were every other week that are now going to a weekly clean. So yes, we are seeing an uptick on that, and they are asking about the virus and what we're using on, high fingerprint type areas. And so,
cool.
We are seeing that.
Well, you guys do a great job for us. I just wanted to ask. I heard during one of the last breaks, the St. Patty's Day parade just got canceled in Denver, and just things are getting canceled left and right, and people have questions.
Pearl Jam got canceled.
That's right. Pearl Jam killed their stuff. You know who's that young, who's that really young singer? God, she's good too. She's like 17.
Not Taylor Swift.
No, God. Billie Eilish. She starts a whole thing today. I wonder if she'll cancel too.
I would assume that sporting events, anything,
it's bad.
You have a large gathering. I would assume that a lot of those events are going to be canceled.
Yeah.
And TV shows, Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune.
No live audience.
No live audience. And I'm sure other shows are going to do that too.
Yeah, they have to, especially with those two. They're both in their 70s, and that's the at-risk.
Well, look at Alex Trebek.
Yeah,
he's on his chemotherapy and probably immunosuppressed.
Yeah. All right, Jim Saxton, I appreciate it. And by the way, if you want some of the best house cleaners out there, and I'm going to say this, they don't cost a lot. I'm not kidding. They'll call up Jim personally. We'll come out, look at your house, give you different options, how much it's going to be. It's actually an incredible service. If you use places like Molly Maids and these other places, I don't want to poo-poo them too bad, but this is personalized service. We have never had an issue. We've used them years and years, and it is a good value, too. It truly is a good value. Or one-time deep cleanings, 303-649-1552. 303-649-1552. By the way, while I'm thinking of it, I just got an email from the boss man. And I say the boss man, I'm referring to Timothy Spence, who is a program director here. Dang it, I got to pull it up. But the bottom line was it was simplyfloorsinc.com. Someone wanted to know. They said, hey, the show had someone on the first hour that was very knowledgeable about flooring. He seemed like a great guy. I want the information. Please have Mark or Tom give it out. Well, it's simplyfloorsinc.com. Very straightforward. Mike, what is your comment on that water heater call, sir?
Hey, Mark. I got one thing to say to that broad. I didn't hear the whole conversation, but I spent $2,000 for 40-gallon water heater from a plumber. A commercial grade.
Yeah.
It cost me $2,000.
Yeah.
And I'm good for life.
Yeah.
If the broad and bought correctly, instead of going to Home Depot and busting everybody's ass, and buying Chevys and expecting a Rolls Royce, she wouldn't have this problem, the cheap little bitch.
Whoa, let's kill that. Whoa, I probably should have known.
It was coming.
I probably should have guessed that one. By the way, if you're hearing a weird delay right now, we just had I think I can go out on a limb and say a crotchety old man. I mean, do you think that's fair enough? An old geezer, maybe? I don't know. What's fair, what's not?
He definitely engaged in some colorful speech.
He definitely engaged in colorful speech.
And he may have had some liquid refreshment on the way.
Man. All right, 303-713-8255. I understood her problem. Honestly, I did understand there was an issue. Now, Marco, I'm going to actually go to Justin after this. I've got to remember what is going on with this Boulder County. Give me a quick synopsis. Do you remember what's happening? Just give me a quick one so I can go to break. I want to see how good you do at this. You're going to tease.
He needed a surgery.
Yep.
His wife was a Boulder County employee.
Got it.
He was insured under her group insurance.
Okay.
And they denied the claim.
Why did they deny it?
You have to tune back in after break.
Ah, look at him learning over here. Marco Bendinelli learning. 303-713-8255.
This is
Denver's
Rock
Station. I didn't want to interrupt the cleaner, but if somebody in your house has corona, you're going to get it. I don't care how many times you wipe off the surface.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
If your kid or anybody in your house has coronavirus, you're getting it.
You know how everyone's going to fist bumps and shoulder bumps? You know what I've gone to?
What?
French kissing.
Dr. Oz said.
Hey, Daphne.
National Guard in New Rochelle, New York.
What?
For what?
Yeah,
What do
to
I need?
contain the borough.
What borough?
The New Rochelle.
Really?
I've
Yeah.
never
Rochelle?
I've never heard of
New
that borough.
Rochelle's above Yonkers.
Where the hell is that borough?
Why they got a little
It's
they got a little
it's a suburb of New York.
coronavirus cell right there that they can't.
And so they're locking it down. My
The whole
son's
town?
in New York, the whole town.
Wow.
And I'm like,
Is it on the news yet?
yeah. So I'm sending it.
Hey,
I
you
heard
sent
it
me
in
a
the
text
news.
that I read at 3 o'clock in the morning one night.
Oh, it
And
was good. We were
so-
fine.
Have you heard of New Rochelle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard
Have
of
you
that.
heard of Rochelle the musical?
Yes.
From Milan.
I fell in love with a girl named Rochelle when I was in grade school.
Who hasn't?
Who hasn't?
My son's in
Would
New
you
York.
put that on hold?
Freaking out.
It's
Oh
right
my
above-
goodness.
Because he won't go get food.
Right.
I'm like, just go get food. There's going to be a run. He's like, I've got 2 big jars of peanut butter. I'm
And
like,
toilet paper.
Well, yeah. So I can only do so much. I'm like, dude, if you're going to be locked in place, you're going to be screwed.
Is he in New
Oh,
Rochelle?
he's in New Rochelle.
No,
He's in New York.
He's in New York. He's in Manhattan.
Well,
But
why
It's
is he
about a
worried?
young lady that went from Milan to
everybody's
Minsk.
so freaking ass
Right,
close.
right.
It's just going to...
The erotic.
The erotic
Everybody's gonna
journey.
start freaking out. There's
He
not
needs
gonna
to
be
drive to Jersey.
Well, I told my girlfriend's sister lives there, and he actually has lived with them. I'm like, you get your ass.
What does that mean?
things don't
National.
count. And they
What,
live
National
right
Guard?
Yeah, but it
they can
doesn't
do
say
that.
like how many troops, like 1,000 troops. I mean, what do? You send 4 guys?
Well, you sent 2 guys on each roadway out of New Rochelle.
That's probably all there. I've never heard
In
of
and
it.
out.
What are they going to
How
do?
many boroughs are there? Isn't there only like 8?
No. There's 5
Well, New
boroughs.
Rochelle, I thought
Then you,
was
right
city.
above Manhattan is Yonkers.
Yeah.
Right above Yonkers is New Rochelle.
Okay.
It would be like Castle Rock.
I was born upstate. We didn't care
Yeah.
about boroughs.
Right. So it's like if you were to say Denver, you'd have Littleton, then Castle Rock, then wherever the fuck you live.
New Rochelle at this point is probably the largest cluster of cases in the U.S., Cuomo said.
Wow.
Cuomo's fault.
So
Cuomo then reported shaking hands with one of them. Oh.
I could have screwed up his business by telling him that the cleaning doesn't do any good. But I didn't want to say anything on the air.
No, but even that.
No,
it's
it does
like, you're
good, though.
Because
if somebody in your
it's
kid
airborne more
has
for-
coronavirus,
Yeah.
you can scrape it down every 20 minutes. You're going to get the virus.
It's
Nah.
airborne. It's airborne.
Not me.
Unless you keep them locked in a room.
Nah, I don't want it.
But I say Excel. That's what my question was. The reason I thought they were getting on. What are they protecting themselves?
Oh, that's a
Going
good
into
question.
place? Of course it is. It's my question.
You know what I should have asked them, Doc?
What?
How they're protecting themselves and their employees.
That's what.
Right.
Didn't
Well,
I do
no,
that?
but
That's what I'm glad I thought of that after the fact.
none of that is going to trademark the question.
Marco, I never told you that shoe joke. It happened to me when I was in New Orleans.
No kidding.
And he fell for it.
This kid came up, said it to me, to chase me down for the $20 I wouldn't give
Stealing
it to
my
him.
story. Is that legal? That was my story. He stole it.
If I hear a good story, I adopt
No,
it.
listen. We
Is that
got.
bad faith?
Well, I don't know if you stole it. I mean, that's your allegation. I mean, I have to assume.
You got to prove I stole
I have
it.
to assume both parties are going to be pointing fingers.
I want you
know?
for bad faith.
You know,
Who's our,
bad faith.
Who's our trademark attorney?
No, you're suing for a bad story. It's
Fuller.
false
It's a
allegations.
good story.
It's not John Fuller. Who's the trademark
What is
guy?
it? I got
Oh, Trenner.
Trenner.
Yeah, that's more.
Trenner.
I trademarked that story.
I have Trenner on commission, just to deal with him. He's on contingency every day I come in here.
This guy, when he called up the first time, he stuttered so bad it was beyond belief.
Justin?
Justin. Doc, he sounded like he was giving up. I mean, it was bad.
You know, I have a guy. Tell me the thing is.
You know, listen.
Who's
You're
the-
going to need to. You know, people. The lawyer that handled their case wouldn't do this for them.
Do what? Oh, go
Intervene to fight the denial because it's ERISA.
This is crazy calling on National Guard.
And there's a lot of hoops to jump
Crazy
through because
calling
it is
on
a
National
risk.
Guard.
And there's a
It might
chance
not be.
you're not going to get paid
The
or
problem
paid
is,
as
what do you do
well.
with the people who?
But you know
are
what?
in
This
Manhattan
goes
now
to your referral
They have
list
to take the
team.
train or commute. up
Because
to
I
New Rochelle.
committed.
So you let them in. Now, if it were me,
Mark, you hearing me? I
What?
committed to help them.
Yeah, if it were me and I lived in New Rochelle, I'd get
We'll
a
talk
fucking
about that.
hotel in Manhattan, so I would be able to get back
Because
to work
they need
tomorrow.
help.
Don't you have
Not because I can make money.
What? And who can afford that?
Well,
Don't you
people
have
get
to?
screwed.
Don't you
It's a
have
pretty,
to give them notice you're going to sue them?
Yeah, suburbs.
Is it like suing a municipality?
Yeah. They enjoy. That's the word.
Like
Enjoy
basically it's a
ERISA
lockdown.
protection.
Yeah.
What does ERISA
I was talking to a bunch of guys at the
Employee Retirement Income Savings Act.
Trip plans.
You need to ask me what that is, and I'll explain it briefly.
Because not only is Italy shut down, but
Concisely.
they're worried about getting back in.
Exactly. That
if they go overseas, they won't.
Sound like a boring lawyer.
I'm not worried about the disease, but I wouldn't go travel.
Always try to stay away from the boring lawyer.
If I'm going to get quarantined, I'm going to get quarantined in my house.
Right.
I do good at that, by the way.
I want to get quarantined at the Ameristar.
Did you see that one that got kicked out, or not kicked out, went out in Missouri?
Oh, you went
to a school dance?
Yes. They were told to quarantine themselves and they went to a school dance. Him and his daughter.
All right, 303-713-8255. We have one line open. Zach's got a problem with the dealership we'll get to. And then Christy's got an issue with Meritage. Meritage Homes. I remember this one. I think she sued them in small claims court. Maybe we'll have an update on that. But now, Justin, you're one of Marco's clients. How are you, Justin?
Not bad, sir. How are you doing?
Oh, my God, you sound better. And let me tell everybody out there really basically, last time I heard you, and it's been a while. What's it been, 2 months, maybe 3 months?
3 months?
You couldn't get a sentence out. I mean, let's face it, you couldn't.
Well, it was very difficult to get a sentence out. I was trying to get sentence out, but it was either hold my head on or let my jaw flap. So I was happy to keep the head on, the shoulders, and now it's just trying to keep the mouth shut. That's the problem.
So what's interesting about this is you work for, what county is it?
I used to work for a drilling company.
No, but your wife.
Oh, Boulder County.
So they work for Boulder County. I'm saying this for the listeners more than anybody. Boulder County, their health insurance, how would you describe it, Marco?
Well, it's an ERISA
self-insured.
Plan. Yeah, well, they're self-funded.
Self-funded. What? And what does ERISA mean?
ERISA is Employee Retirement Income Savings Act.
And these are just governments that can participate in this for the most part? No.
Yeah, a corporation that is large enough to be self-funded.
So maybe Walmart if they chose?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And what that means is...
so do they share...
When I talk to young lawyers,
yeah,
and they say, what is ERISA? I say, the best way to think about ERISA is it is not insurance.
It's not.
Because what these companies do is they pool their funds together. They put in the retirement money. They put in the health money for that may pay claims out, disability insurance, right? And so it's a pool of funds. And because it's intermixed with the retirement funds and 401k money,
wow,
they have a super lien. So if an insured employee, right, covered by their what looks like a health insurance plan, and they go to the hospital, it is the ERISA plan that pays for the hospital visit, okay? And in a third-party context, they get all their money back 100% because it's not insurance, okay? But it creates a scenario for abuse, okay?
Well, hold on a second. So these big places that are self-funded, because really that is what it is. For example, Walmart, I know this. They don't buy truck insurance for their truckers. They insure themselves.
Right.
So they put up a bond of X amount of money to appease the government.
Then they may buy what's called excess coverage in the secondary
from
market.
Maybe Lloyd's of London or somebody massive.
For any losses over $10 million or something like that.
Got it. So, but basically these health insurance, is it kind of like MediShare? Some of these Christian shares where everybody gives $500, and if you do end up in the hospital...
The difference is this is, they have to comply with the ERISA statute, which is federal.
Got it.
Okay? And then they enjoy, that's the term they use, they enjoy ERISA protection. And when they subrogate... for example, you're in a car accident.
Yes.
Blue Cross Blue Shield pays $50,000.
Yep.
And at the end of the case,
they go after the other one.
I get you a recovery Blue Cross and Blue Shield tries to step in and get their money back, but I could slap their hands.
Or any health insurance, but yes.
Any health insurance. It is hard to slap the ERISA hand because it comes in as a fist.
So here's what happened to Justin, and Justin chime in, but it's pretty amazing. You went to one doctor and said, hey, here's what's going on. They looked at you. What was your actual problem? What was it, Justin? What was the diagnoses?
Basically, from the start, it looked like I had an 80-year-old neck. I mean, it was a whiplash, basically a stage 3 level whiplash when I went into the ER, and with disc degeneration and all the nerve pinching, and this is kind of the crazy thing. All
he couldn't talk
to me in the emergency room is dope me up and send me home.
So, but listen to this. So you end up talking to one surgeon or doctor, and they said what the insurance company wanted to pay for, he would not even do because it wasn't going to do anything at all, right?
Yeah, he said, I'm not going to do that Band-Aid surgery.
And they wanted ERISA. I mean, ultimately, they didn't want to pay for the surgery that you ultimately ended up getting.
And needed, clearly.
Well, and by the way he's talking now, it's clear.
Needed. Yeah, absolutely. And I'll be honest, and it's only been since January 14th since my surgery.
God, you sound so much better.
Up, and 4 hours later, I mean, instantaneously when I woke up from surgery, I could feel my hands.
Everything.
I wasn't stuttering. No spasms.
How much was that surgery?
Right now, I think it's going to be around $75,000.
So right now you owe $75,000, right?
Right now you owe $120,000.
Well, actually, right now I owe like $127,000.
Oh my God! So you guys are either Marco's going to end up fighting this and hopefully
I am going to fight it.
You're definitely going to fight it, but winning it and getting it paid for.
I am going to win it.
Or this can.
Any other questions?
Right.
Can someone give him a Valium?
About winning it.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, Marco. But like you were explaining about ERISA, they enjoy. If this was a normal health insurance company, we'd be talking bad faith, wouldn't you?
Right, and that's what I'm talking about when they have this ERISA protection, right?
It's almost like governmental immunity.
Right. Well, it's even bigger than that because it's federal. See, if an insurance company screws an insured, and they're governed by state law because, they subject themselves to Colorado law if they want to sell health insurance in our state, right? And then we have state statutes that allow me to hammer them if they engage in bad faith, right?
Yes, and that's what we were talking about.
But
double the payout, all attorney's fees.
That's right. But when they're ERISA, because it's a federal statute, Colorado state law does not apply, okay? And what happened, not only...
So this goes to federal court?
Yes. Yeah, wow. I'll be litigating this in federal court.
In federal court?
Yeah.
And this is something, you're doing this on contingency.
Well, what happened is Justin got screwed twice, okay? Because the lawyer that handled his car accident case... right? He made all the money and declined to help Justin under this.
Because it was ERISA.
Because it's ERISA, and there's a chance that the lawyer doesn't get paid. In fact, attorney fees, even when you bring a meritorious claim and you win, the judge awarding your attorney fees is discretionary.
Yeah.
Right? So first, Justin gets screwed by Boulder County, okay, and they can be bold because they're not subject to the bad faith laws, right? So he gets screwed by Boulder County. Then he goes to an attorney who makes all the money and declines to help him with this issue, although it's directly related to the incident in which Justin was injured.
And it is the reason he was injured.
Well, of course it is. And
I have a question. Was part of the problem that he said he had degenerative disease in his neck Is that right?
Listen, they used all kind of stuff to justify the
eggshell
denial.
skull theory, though, Doc. You find your victims as you find your victims.
But are they saying that the degenerative disease in his neck was not due to the auto accident?
No, they're saying that.
Well, it's evident, Doc, the surgery fixed him. If you heard him before,
they were going to do a Band-Aid surgery, like a discectomy or something like that. And what Justin needed was more substantial. And so they were going to, health insurance can't deny treatment based on relatedness. Right? You're thinking like a car accident case. This is your health insurance company. It could be accident or sickness. And
they're supposed to be paying for it.
No,
right. no matter how it happened.
No, I didn't hear the beginning to find out if he was claiming this was a result of an automobile accident.
Well, it was, but that doesn't matter for the health insurance company. Okay,
I see what you're saying.
But
and the car insurance ran out of money ultimately, and like you said, the insurance company. Anyhow, Justin, just keep us informed of what's going on, or Marco will, as long as you give him permission.
But look, this is. I am glad that I have been practicing for a long time, because I could take a case like Justin's, because I'm not going to stand by and watch somebody get screwed like this, right? And
I love it.
And it doesn't, well, look, it may not be a financially sound case.
Decision,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, but I do that now. And, we do, and I think that's what separates my firm from, not only do we litigate cases where 90% of Colorado law firms won't litigate, but we want to help people. And you know what? And since I opened my doors in 1997, I always had that attitude. Everybody that walks through my door, I don't look at as how am I going to make money off this person. I always want to help people.
I love it. And you got a hell of a phone number. 1-800-ATTORNEY.
Well, that's just a bonus.
You probably beat that out of some guy in a poker game. 1-800-ATTORNEY.
That's a story for another
1-800-ATTORNEY.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
If you got somewhere to go.
So, Marco,
that was very good, Marco.
Well, it's true.
I know it's true. It was very good. You said
he
very
went,
well.
But I was off.
No, you weren't. You were on the whole time. He killed your mic when we went to break.
I heard
you were on the entire time.
Oh, okay. So, Marco,
you thought you made that wonderful speech.
So, Marco, let me ask you a question.
When I fire him to go to break, if he sees any mics on, he kills him.
Yeah, but I think I forgot to hit on. But it doesn't matter.
Listen, you were on the entire time.
I believe. I'm not saying I believe. That'd be dead. You couldn't leave that much dead space.
So he was in an auto accident. They did some X-rays. Found out that he had. Let me ask you. Found out he had some degenerative stuff in his neck.
He had nerve root compression.
Okay, hold on, guys.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys.
Which was not the result of the accident.
Yes, it was.
Hold on, gentlemen. I love saying it. Rocky's Autos. These guys are great. They got 40 lenders to choose from. If you are looking for a used vehicle and you want a place that's not going to sell you something that's broken down, you want a good used car, you go to Rocky's. We always say put them on the list. If you're shopping, the least you can do is write down 63rd and Federal and go check out their inventory. You can test drive it. By the way, you can bring your pet down there. You can bring your kids down there. They got arcade games for the kids while they're waiting. But the 40 lenders to choose from is important. If you got bad credit, they're going to find the best lender for you. If you got excellent credit, they're going to find the best lender for you. You have to check these guys out. 63rd and Federal, and they're open late. They're open 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturdays 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. 63rd and Federal. You can also see what they have for sale on their website, RockiesAutos.com. RockiesAutos.com, but you have to put them on the list.
So, they come in, mom's crying, his wife's a wreck. She's the one that works for Boulder.
Yeah, I know. Hey, what happened to that kid that fell down the...
We're walking that case out.
Are they doing anything?
Well, we're coming.
I know.
We just don't know.
Are they bargaining?
No. We're monitoring his health progress.
Got it.
We're not ready to deal with the carrier yet.
Hey, how much was that? The surgery that they wanted to do, how much was that going to cost?
Half the money.
But then they would have probably had to do it this other
Well, they would have, but
it would have put this guy through living hell.
That's right. And meanwhile,
and he had a doctor telling him.
You know what I forgot to tell you? He had a positive EMG.
Would you throw me that?
Oh, okay. No. I mean, this guy, Justin.
ENG.
I know.
Something. Yeah, EMG.
Hey, tell Justin on two. Thank you. We'll keep updated.
So no, I'm just saying. So he had the auto accident, right? Had a reticulopathy from the auto accident, right? They did some X-rays and MRIs. They found that he had degenerative disease.
DDD.
Degenerative disc disease.
Yeah.
Right? So then they said, well, if we fix
that had nothing to do with the denial.
Okay.
They denied the claim because they said the surgery that the surgeon wanted to do
wasn't necessary.
Wasn't necessary.
Oh, okay.
Was not medically necessary. Then they farm it out to a frickin' doctor to do a paper review, like in California,
right?
And he rubber stamps their denial.
Okay.
Right, and I'm coming after him too. Oh yeah.
We were talking about this the other day.
I'm naming him in my lawsuit.
He's naming names.
If you,
that's right.
Apparently, if you belong to COPIC, you can't be an expert witness to any doctor in Colorado.
That's right. Well, in COPIC.
In COPIC, but
right.
95% of us were insured by COPIC.
Right. Can I bring up that other case of the kid falling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, why did you name the lawyer that took all the money and then just got?
You know what? Because it's one of your. You know who it was?
We're on.
We're on.
Here, let's.
Well, then we'll talk later.
Was that?
No.
Oh, okay.
I bet it's no one we.
It's the other one, the big one. You know who I'm talking about.
Maybe.
You do.
The big one. I was told I'm the big one.
So you're saying he or she's heavy set?
No. Yes.
I've been told I'm the big one.
You know what, Dan? I don't want to see proof. I'll take your word for it. I don't want to see anything.
Yeah. Can I see?
All right.
Oh, okay.
You know who they are, right?
Everybody hates their competition.
I didn't say anything bad about it.
Yeah. Okay.
All I said, you asked me who the firm was that wouldn't pursue the ERISA claim. I'm just giving you data. I'm not going to edit.
I think it is an economic decision, though.
It is an economic decision.
100%.
But you know
I don't
what?
think I'd take it.
Well,
you know what? Yes, you would.
You think so?
Well, it depends on what your goals are.
Yeah. You're at a point in your career you can
but
not
you know
just afford, but you can do things.
I can, but you know what? They're as profitable, if not more, than I am.
Right.
So what do you want to do in life? You know?
How's this guy? He's not on a referral list.
A little erratic, but not. But
is he the big TV one?
Who?
No.
The one he's asking about.
No.
Oh.
He advertises a lot.
They are. You have to. You're up against every other personal injury attorney everywhere, and then you're up against budgets like
you don't advertise
the big guy. All right, 303-713-8255. We do have a couple lines open. That was a great last call. Honestly, I'm glad you're helping those people, Marco. By the way, what happened to that kid? We had a mother call. This was a crazy one. And then, Zach, I'm going to go to you and Christy. Actually, Christy, you'll be next. But, Zach, I'm dying to hear what dealership this is. But the kid that fell down the stairs, he was like 4 or 5 years old.
A little kid.
They were looking at an apartment to rent.
And they paid the money.
And they paid the deposit.
Yes, they did.
So they were looking at the place. They bring them down to the laundry room, and they didn't have the proper railing.
Didn't have any railing.
And
they had a railing. They had a railing, but it was there
was holes in it.
Right.
Yeah.
And the kid falls through it.
It was not code. It was not code.
It wasn't close to code.
No.
I mean, I could have fallen through it. I mean, it was basically one rail going down with no slates.
Right, no slats.
Slats, and he fell right through
Slate something else.
Slates.
But that's okay. Yeah. We love you, Mark.
So anyhow, here's the deal, though.
Speak for yourself.
He was in bad shape. That kid was in really bad shape.
Facial paralysis. Obviously a closed head injury of some sort.
Yeah.
The extent of which is hard to determine in a little kid.
Of course.
You know,
because they can bounce back quick too.
They can buy, and we always hope for that.
So you're working for them.
So we're monitoring them. We're when a lawyer should not try to step in and get a quick settlement.
No.
Because really...
And you don't know if this kid's going to be messed up for life.
My job is to before I deal with the adverse party, my job is to quantify my client's losses.
Yeah, the damages.
Right? And a lot of lawyers don't let that happen as it should, and they approach, they're trying to move cases or things like that, but we're not doing that. We want to make sure that we fully understand and appreciate the extent of this little boy's...
How long would you have to wait to see whether there are developmental issues? I mean, it could take 5, 6, 7 years.
It can.
For this kid to manifest.
Yeah, but the
symptoms.
kid still has rights up till the age of 18.
The statute of limitations doesn't even begin to run
till he's 18.
Yeah,
and then it goes 2 years generally.
Right. On a premises liability case.
Yeah.
In Colorado.
Or a car accident.
Motor vehicle Title 10. That's 3 years.
Or with my patients when I did a delivery.
I think it was 1 year.
The kid can sue me.
Oh, right.
He's 2 years after
with
he turns 18.
Yeah. All right, 303-713-8255. Christy, you actually went and sued Meritage Homes. I'm looking at the lawsuit you brought. You brought it in small claims court. You had flooring that just won't stop creaking when you walk on it, right?
Yes.
They came back and answered this. Marco, we haven't discussed this at all.
Not at all.
Imagine.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Imagine being an attorney and someone well, it's a little different because you're a professional. They have to find another attorney. I don't want to get into that. But imagine someone suing you in small claims court. You've never probably been in small claims court.
We don't practice in.
What do you think Meritage Homes came back and said? How do you think they answered the suit? Hurry up. Take a guess.
Well... you
don't know. Hold on.
Yes, well, I got so many scenarios.
Once I tell you, you're going to know. Everybody hold tight.
They bump.
Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans. Talk about how you can help home buyers.
Our Ideal Home Purchase Plan that is an all-encompassing roadmap to buying your next home. It's our 3-week closing guarantee where we underwrite and approve your loan.
You got to remove it up to county.
No. The only way it moves out of small claims court is if the venue's not right. For example, if I said fair trade, something that's going to be federal, I would give them a reason to move it out of that jurisdiction.
Yeah. Well, that's jurisdictional. That's not venue. They're two different things.
It's the only time it's been moved on me. 3 or 4 times I have showed up, one with a very big ride share, and then one that is a satellite dish company, and one that's a mobile phone company.
You mean you sued them?
In small claims.
Okay.
Each time, they went to the judge and motioned whatever form it is to have an attorney show up. And each time I would walk in and I would sit down with the attorney, and each time we actually finished it right. We resolved it and they paid me right then and there. But each time it was an attorney. Each time.
Man, you know what? I've never heard of that.
Oh, no, that's not.
It has to be that way. Because these big corporations, who are they going to fucking send in Colorado?
But they give, Mark can then have his own attorney too. That's when.
They give me the opportunity to do it.
I'm going to bring up the statute.
No, that's true. That's absolutely true.
Now, they keep it the same rules and procedures as small claims court. So even though the attorney is there, they still keep it as basic gets. The other way they kick it out is if there's a countersuit for over $7,500.
Well, now it's $15,000.
Oh, small claims? No. You're thinking county.
County to district.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't practice anywhere but in district court.
Yeah.
That's the highest
Attorneys
trial court.
hate fucking small claims court. They have no idea what to expect.
Is it going to go 75, 50?
They're like, okay, I had one asked the mediator right there. This is right before we had to go to court. When do I get to do discovery? And the mediator's looking at him like, there's no fucking discovery. You show up tomorrow and talk to the judge, and the judge is going to tell you what happens.
In fact, you don't even have to pre-qualify your expert witness, right?
No, there's nothing like that.
Right.
You literally show up, pitch your case. It's fucking Judge Judy.
Right, exactly.
It's real life fucking Judge
and
Judy.
we found out if you bring a witness, you got to pay the witness. We were going to ask
$40.
I wondered.
No, that was the subpoena. Yeah.
Right, the subpoena.
$40.
But did she have to pay them? Was that her $40?
Why is your internet so slow?
Hey, listen, guys. Just want to know.
It is slow,
in New
isn't it?
Rochelle, school and other large community centers are closed for 2 weeks.
Doc, I'm going to ask you for an update.
Well, no, because we didn't go on the air with that.
I know. I'm going to ask you for an update.
Oh, on the New Rochelle?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to say, hey, you're from. I'm going to say, hey, you are from one of the boroughs.
Yeah, I was born and raised in New York City. Yeah. She got it all wrong. The guard is there.
No.
That never happened.
Let me tell you, one time we walked into this. This is a quote.
Yeah.
We just bombed North Korea.
Wait, who said that?
What do you think?
Show me the subject. Huh?
It must have been ITED.
No.
It wasn't here. It was actually in the office.
It was in the office.
Yeah.
God, it was funny, though.
It was funny. It gets brought up every once in a while.
So you can tell Daphne to calm down. She got it totally wrong.
Yeah.
No, no, I looked it up. They did. He sent in the National Guard.
Yeah, but the National Guard...
It might have been a little overhyped.
Wait. The state planned to deploy the National Guard to clean schools and deliver food. That's all.
Oh, not to police.
No. He said the state did not plan to close
But on
streets.
MSNBC, I'm sure they'll be spinning it like they're police.
On MSNBC, Trump sent in the army and then found out he couldn't.
And killed a bunch of Americans.
First of all, it's Cuomo who see.
Oh, you know what?
They love him.
They need to hang him.
Cuomo?
Wait. All these
No, not Cuomo.
The mayor.
Bassarella or whatever.
All they're doing is closing down media.
Bloomberg?
No. The current mayor.
No. No, it's
does it begin with a B?
I heard he sleeps all the time.
Bloomberg?
Bloomberg.
No.
Bloomberg, the mayor.
The guy
the one that wouldn't cooperate with ICE.
He ran for president.
You know, the one that's issuing illegal immigrants federal government ID. Right?
You know how they're combating that though is you can't get on an airplane started real quick.
That's right. Blasio.
You better make sure, all of you too, better make sure your license has that star on it.
It does. Colorado's is compliant.
The whole state.
You know what? Listen, and then
so we don't issue driver's license to illegals.
As far as I know, we
we do.
Do they not have the stars?
I don't know.
I've always had the stars.
That's the problem. No one knows how that works. No one knows.
But you know what? But Blasio, he won't cooperate with ICE. Doesn't even matter if the illegal immigrant's a murderer.
Yeah, I know.
And number two, he releases no bail. No bail, right?
Yeah, because he's afraid that'll hinder them.
So people were getting arrested,
right?
And just going back at, and they'll be going, they had a criminal on the air saying that I just keep robbing people
57 times.
No, like 120 times. I thought
it was unbelievable.
It was.
I thought they called him the Heinz robber.
You know what? He needs to be indicted.
Blasio he's as bad as the guy in San Francisco. They're two of the same.
You know what? Listen, they need to send them to Iceland. I mean, it's treason.
I agree.
It's treason. Oh my goodness, the stuff people are getting away with is ridiculous.
And they're not helping.
Mark, can you talk to Daphne? Tell her come here for a minute.
No, hold on.
Okay.
It was Barry. Here he is, right here. It's 100 and.
Oh, the guys keep robbing people.
How many?
He goes, you can't stop me.
Right.
All you could do is detain me for a little bit, take me down to the station. But I'm coming right back again on a subway and robbing people.
His latest arrest for turnstile jumping.
Right.
It's over 100.
Wow.
133.
Well, turnstile jumping is a ridiculous thing.
Yeah. 133 pre-bail times.
Okay, there's no jury trial in a small claims court.
Right, just a judge.
No jury trial. And what was the question? Whether you could be represented.
I tell you, Google is so amazing.
Well, this is the Colorado statutes.
Can you be represented?
I'm looking.
I thought you couldn't be.
No. If you're a corporation.
Magistrate.
Yeah, you can't or you can't.
And then if you do,
all right, here we go.
You get to offer
136407.
Oh, the little 136407.
That's right. You know, I was co-chair of the statewide committee on motor vehicle litigation.
Yeah.
You know why? Because lawyers don't read the frickin' statutes.
All right.
Really?
Oh my God.
Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer your questions, take complaints. Get directly involved in your life. We have numerous conversations going on. Oh my goodness, do we have a lot. But if you have any questions whatsoever, 303-713-8255 is a telephone number. Marco Bendinelli in studio with me. Deputy Doc's here, Deputy Dan. Deputy Doc, really quick, you grew up in one of the boroughs in New York.
Yes, I did.
Apparently the governor sent in the National Guard into one of them. Which one?
There's a small city in Westchester County called New Rochelle.
Now,
what he did...
Yep, go ahead. This is what I... Listen, right. Everybody, listen. Don't panic by any means. Listen.
He closed down schools and meeting halls where groups of large people could gather.
Yep.
All the stores are open, and he sent in the National Guard to disinfect and clean.
To clean. They're not there to police.
Right. He is not putting any restrictions on travel.
That's right.
So it's... The National Guard was
They're basically
really
using them to go in and clean, disinfect the
disinfect.
School. Yeah, so don't if you see any hype on TV, some of these news stations, they're going to make it sound like, you know, they're there not letting anybody leave.
No, there's
it's
no
simply
restrictions
not
on
the
travel.
Case.
They're there to help and to disinfect.
You know what? It's really no news. To be quite honest, it's very little news.
It's no news. It's much ado about nothing.
All right, let's see here.
Thank you, Mark, for the rest of the story. I feel better as a mom with a son living in New York City.
What do you mean, thank you, Mark?
Yeah, what do you mean?
I
told Doc to talk.
Doc.
You're right.
Okay,
You're right. I told
thank you, Daphne.
303-713-8255. All right. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Back to Christy. Okay, ready. Christy. So, Marco, listen to this. She sues in small claims court, I assume for $7,500, whatever the maximum is. This happens all the time. You ready? As soon as I tell you this, you're going to say, oh, yeah. Here's how they answered. They answered, when she bought the house from us, she bought this as a brand new house. So let me tell you a little more so the listeners
Yeah, tell me about a little bit about the background, just briefly.
She buys a brand new house. And go ahead, Christy, what's happening with the floors? Tell them.
Well, after we purchased the house within the year of
the warranty period.
So within the warranty,
yep.
Our floors started squeaking, and they just got worse and worse and worse.
And they weren't. They simply weren't installed right.
Or the lumber wasn't cured.
Regardless, so it was under warranty for 1 year.
Definitely.
So they wouldn't do anything. They kept putting them off. She called us. We told her. I believe we probably mentioned to sue them in small claims court, didn't we?
You didn't send her to me.
Yes.
Here's the problem. I should have known this. So she sues them, and they answered, and they have an objection to the jurisdiction. But guess why?
I don't know.
I'm going to read this. Both under federal and Colorado law, there is a strong presumption favoring arbitration. They have an arbitration clause. They're saying she's got to go to arbitration
so basically, that's a motion to dismiss.
It is. And if she truly did buy a house that said if you do have an issue with this, you agree to arbitration.
You know, listen.
You have to go to arbitration.
I've seen judges throw those clauses out.
What did they tell you, Christy? Did they tell you it's done, it's over?
No, that's the only thing I received in the mail was that packet of paperwork.
How long ago?
Your attorney.
When did you get this?
Yesterday.
Oh, okay. Because you have time to respond to their motion.
So they're asking for it to be dismissed under arbitration. I don't know, though, Marco. My goodness. If she agreed when she bought this house to arbitration, here's the other side to that, though, Christy. That might not be a bad thing. You find a good arbitrator, and he can hear it on video, and you can show him how horrible it is. I mean, an arbitrator should be fair.
She needs to be represented.
Well, it's small claims court.
Well, no, it's not. It's going to be dismissed.
If it's dismissed.
And it's going to be determined by arbitration.
And right here it says the contract provides as follows: binding neutral arbitration. Honestly, Marco, I think in this case, because we're talking a floor, she goes to arbitration. I have faith in arbiters. I think they cut down trees. Arbitrators.
No. They're arbiters.
Arbiters.
You're talking about
Arborists.
arborists. Yeah.
Don't confuse
There's
the two.
no H in arbiters.
Arbiters.
Right.
I did get it right.
Yeah, you're thinking about arborist.
Yeah. So anyhow, seriously though, I think that's what you need to do, Christy, if they throw it out. If they don't throw it out, you'll get to talk in front of the judge.
I'm just not sure because I still have my court date for small claims is on March 17th.
Until the judge issues an order on this motion, all established return dates,
everything's
appearances remain in effect.
It's kind of funny that there's a typical attorney talking about small claims. Small claims is its own deal, man.
It's probably like a zoo.
There's no appearances.
I've never been there.
There's no appearances. There's no discovery. There's nothing like that.
No, but she better show
Judge
up.
Wapner or Judge Judy. They're in the flesh. I mean, really, that's what it's like.
But she better show up.
Well, yeah, but if she doesn't, they just drop.
Right. You better show up there.
But you know what? Listen, I got a question for you. What do you have to establish the amount? Well, no. I didn't say to establish
emails.
There's a problem with the floor.
Emails going back and forth before the warranty was out.
She can't establish that there is a problem with the floor.
Yes, she can. How would you? Okay, you're in front of the judge right now, Christy. How would you prove it?
How can she establish what it's going to take to fix it?
She's probably had an expert out there.
Well, yeah, and I have an estimate from Big Bear Flooring of what it would take to
fix it,
replace it. I have proof that it was addressed within the year of warranty. I have a
Well, I'm talking about damages.
She's got her ducks in a row.
I want to know, how much did Big Bear Flooring say it's going to cost to fix this problem?
Replace it.
He said his quote came back at $9,500. I don't want.
Well, you exceeded the jurisdictional limit of.
Yeah, but she only sued him for $7,500.
I just don't want to pay a bunch of
attorney fees.
And attorney fees. Yeah,
oh, no, of course not.
No, I don't blame you.
No, but listen, Christy, this one's pretty simple. The judge is probably going to say, yes, you agreed when you bought it, and here's the clause right there in your own contract to buy it.
Did she initial right next to the arbitration
I wasn't at closing, Marco.
That was a comma, not a period?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Seriously, Christy, if he kicks it out, then you're going to end up in arbitration, which I don't think is a bad deal. If you have all the stuff you just said, I think a magistrate or a good arbitrator is going to see it your way no matter what.
But it says a neutral.
Say it again.
It says a neutral
That means
arbiter.
they both pick, right?
Well, right. Usually it's one party selects an arbiter, the other party selects an arbiter, and then the two of those get together to pick a third, which is a neutral, right? But I didn't see what you're reading over there.
Well, Mark, she might get the $9,500 in arbitration.
Are they limited?
Here's her answer to it. It says, factual background. On or about January 2nd, 16, plaintiffs Joshua Larson entered into a contract with Meritage for the purchase of a house at blah, blah, blah. The Meritage Home New Purchase Agreement, Exhibit A. And then it goes on to say the contract provides as follows, 16D, binding neutral arbitration.
Right. But so we don't have the attachment. We don't have 16D to look at how how the arbiter's selected.
It's right there. But anyhow, Christy, it's going to go either way. You're either, yes, you show up in front of the judge for that day, though. What county was this, by the way?
Arapahoe.
Does Arapahoe? Yeah, Arapahoe has, you should have mediation the day before.
Yes, it is for mediation. The state is.
Yeah, so show up, and then maybe they'll argue with the mediator. But unless you get something
don't
else
take
from
a
the court,
penny less than $7,500.
Well, okay, I'm not going to argue with you. But if they offer $7,499, I'd probably take it.
I say up your nose with a rubber hose.
Right.
Christy, let us know what happens, though. I'm very interested in this one. Hopefully you at least get the mediation. And you got to bring, I think it's $55. You got to bring cash.
Okay.
Yeah, for the mediator. You have to. I've been there a couple times, and the attorney that shows up, yes, attorney, actually doesn't have cash, and it becomes quite the deal.
You know, they have a clause in here that says if you fight it,
yep.
If you say the arbitration clause doesn't apply,
yeah.
Listen to this sentence.
Uh-oh.
Any determination as to the applicability of this agreement to arbitrate,
yeah,
shall be made solely by a federal court in the state in which the home is located.
Oh.
But you know what? Listen, that's a throwaway clause, because if you meet, if you don't meet the requirement,
yeah,
to file in federal court, then you don't have to go to federal court.
Then you don't.
But this is the kind of stuff they put in contracts that may or may not really be binding.
Christy, let us know what happens. You got any more questions?
Yeah, just one. So if the whole small claims court doesn't pan out, do I just find an arbiter?
It's going to be in your contract there.
Well, it says
it's going to tell you exactly what to do. What does it say?
It says that the selection of the arbiters and the rules regarding arbitration shall be those as provided by the Federal Arbitration Act, and then it gives the cite or citation for that act. So it really doesn't say in this provision.
You're going to pick an arbitrator.
Well, we don't know what the federal
here's what
the federal statute says regarding arbitration.
Here's what truly, Christy, keep us informed, okay?
They're trying to mess you up, Christy. Go to mediation, they'll pay.
Here's what is killing me. I can't believe Meritage Homes, over a creaky floor. That's bad. We saw the video of this a while back. It is really bad.
Did you send them a letter first?
For over a year, wouldn't address something under warranty.
They wouldn't? I mean, did you try to make a warranty claim?
Numerous times. They're basically saying there's nothing wrong, even
because
though when you walk on
they could have sent a worker out.
I know.
To fix the floor, replace the floor for a lot less than $9,500 or $7,500.
Hey, Zach, what dealership do you got an issue with? Zach.
Hello?
Yes, Zach. What dealership do you have an issue with? What's going on?
So I got my car from Larry H. Miller Ford last May.
Okay.
I got a used Ford Fusion. It's like 2012, and only like 80,000 miles on it, and I didn't have any issues with it until about this October, and I wasn't getting any heat, and it was starting to get pretty cold.
When did you buy it?
I bought it last May.
So you bought it in May
of 19.
I assume you bought it as is, right? Or did you buy an extended warranty or what?
I bought an extended warranty.
Okay, hold on. 303-713-8255. Everybody hold tight. We're going to come back, talk to Rob Bennett, and I'll finish up with Zach.
Weekdays 2 to 4. The situation. Don't tell me. I'll bet you it's Larry H. Miller.
Okay, hold on, guys.
It is.
I know, but Tom would said we've had so many calls about that dealership.
Really? Is that true?
Guys. All right, Blake Harris. He's an attorney at law. He's doing a seminar this March 13th. If you have not updated your will, or you're thinking of a trust, or maybe you have an old trust that you never funded, maybe you're thinking about your own demise, your own death, someone in your family, maybe your parents, your kids. If you don't have a will, if you don't know what's going to happen when someone passes away, maybe you're thinking of getting married. How about a prenup? How about a postnup? Any probate issue, trust administration, and he litigates. There's not many guys that do wills and also get in front of a judge and litigate. Blake Harris is one of them. You need to go to this seminar on March 13th. This is nothing but good information. Deputy Clint went, he came back, and I promise you, he talked for over a week of how much he got out of this free seminar. You can ask all the questions you want. Imagine that, an attorney that you can talk to at no cost and get good ideas. It's amazing. 720-924-6171. It's coming up this Friday. You better get on the books now. 720-924-6171. That's a free seminar with wills and any questions you have. You ready? One more time. 720-924-6171. Mile High Estate Planning.
I got another good lawyer.
So am I right, Mark? Don't we have a lot of calls about Larry H. Miller?
How many calls we get on Larry H?
Our lawyers.
Tom said, because I brought up one.
I don't know
two.
if it's Larry. I think
Yeah.
it doesn't sound good. I'll say that. But my God, he bought it in May.
I don't know.
Only 1 in 30 million become a human.
It says it's only for 3 months.
I did
May
not.
is,
What do you
9
call
months
an
ago.
attorney up to their neck in cement?
A good start.
No, we just had this. We just told
not enough.
A lack of cement.
Sounds like.
You're a good guy.
Mark, I just wanted to tell you, with my son's traumatic brain injury that he had, we didn't sue. I wish we had, because he's 26. He still has issues.
Was it a birth injury?
No,
At
he
birth?
fell off of the high diving board. He was running off,
Oh.
fell 10 feet down on his head.
Wow.
And cracked his skull.
How come you guys didn't sue?
You know what? It was an accident. We were just not.
Well, you know what? I mean, what did they do wrong? You got to prove they did something wrong.
Right, exactly.
Just because someone gets, you know,
Yeah.
we see
Exactly.
Yeah.
terrible, catastrophic stuff happen, but
So you feel
there's
better
no,
about
you
it?
know, it was no one's fault.
Thank
He
you.
fell.
I meant for Mark bringing it up.
I know, I'm
But I
just
wanted
kidding.
to let you know that a brain injury is the rest of your life.
Yeah, yeah.
It's something that you deal with. The anger. We've put him through the. What's that stuff that used to be on the referral list? The neurobalance.
Yeah, neurobalance is like a retraining or.
I tell you what.
You know, you establish new
helped, I
pathways.
thought.
It is
really-
a micro shearing of the axons. It's an axonal shearing.
It worked.
Did
I
it?
have to tell you, it was amazing.
Right? Of the myelin sheath, Doc. Right?
I really thought it did.
Yes.
They should do it with him. The younger.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
It really worked.
It really.
How much was it? Like a couple $1,000 bucks.
2,000, yeah.
And how long did it take? Like 6 months or 3 months?
It's 1 week.
mood
He did
candle?
an
1
intense-
week.
He did an intense one where he did 2 a day.
What
so
did
he
they
got
do?
done.
Did they give them any supplements also?
No, it was just a biofeedback.
No, you know, over-the-counter
Nothing.
supplements
Nothing.
also to.
Nada. It was really cool, and he would say. The very first day, she did just a 10-minute
Yeah.
session with him when she was introducing it to him and
Yeah,
showing
yeah.
him and taking the kind of.
How old was he then?
It was 2 years ago.
Okay, so he's about 25.
So he hadn't been coming out of his room. He was in a depression, which is a huge part of brain injury.
Right.
And she only did 10 minutes. And that night, he came down and had dinner with us.
No kidding.
And so I told her, and then he started the thing, and every night after that, he started.
Wow, that's really, really good.
It was amazing.
The thing is that.
Where was it? Is this the place in Golden?
No, it's right over here off of Holly and Arapahoe.
I'm so glad it worked for your son.
Yeah.
But there's a huge difference between a 22-year-old brain and a 6-year-old
Exactly.
brain
Oh,
that's
yeah.
still developing.
Well, no, exactly.
So he may not be a candidate
Yeah.
until his brain has
Developed more.
has developed.
But that's really good for me to know what
Yeah.
she just said,
Right.
because we have a lot of brain injury cases in our firm.
Always.
And they're just looking for anything to help. Seriously.
what?
Yeah. Because there's no treatment.
Do you know what I figured out myself? Doctors didn't even tell me. He metabolized protein twice as fast because the brain, it's healing.
Right.
And he needed a very high protein diet. I told the mom that. I told her high protein diet because
That assists in the
Who's next break?
I'm not
establishing
a doctor,
new
I just play one
pathways.
on the radio.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Do you have one in the bucket?
You got to take it in context. I was in the gym, and this woman had some problem with her knee. And 3 of the other women were saying, do this, do that. I said, look, let me tell you something. Get an MRI.
Bob Evans down
Before
on the
people tell you what
farm.
to do, because they don't know what it is that's wrong with your knee, and you could be doing something to hurt it.
Right.
Get an MRI, and then you can listen to what people are saying.
Collect the data
Until
first.
you know what the problem is, you can't tell her how to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, these people saying, well,
All right, 303-713-8255. That is the number. We do have one line open. I want to get right back to Zach. Zach, you bought a car almost a year ago from Larry H. Miller, and now you have some kind of coolant leak, you said?
Yeah, so first it was overheating, and then the heat wasn't working at all, and so we took it to a family friend to just have him check and see if it was something.
Sounds like a thermostat.
No, I tell you, here's my guess.
Or a water pump.
No, I still don't guess that. I'm going to say a heater core. What was it?
It was actually ended up being a cracked head gasket.
Oh, that's... Well, okay. How long was it? I mean, okay, but you bought it a year ago, so what are you thinking here?
How many miles did you put on it from the time you bought it till the problem happened?
And if you have an aftermarket warranty, did they already decline it?
No, so they looked in, so the part is on back order. That's what they told me, but they took a month to diagnose the cracked head gasket that we'd already found out about, and I told them about it.
Wait a minute. So you brought it in saying, hey, it's leaking, it's overheating, and it took them a month to Was your car there the whole time?
Yeah, I haven't had it since the beginning of December.
Well, that's just, I don't even understand that part. Do you have to bring
unacceptable, right?
Do you have to bring it back to them for the warranty? Is it a in-house warranty only, or can you bring it to another shop?
He didn't read the contract.
Yeah, so I just took it into them because they told me that it was a warranty, and they told me that it was an extended warranty.
Okay, so they have agreed to fix it, but they're saying it's a back-ordered part. What is the part that's back-ordered?
The actual head gasket itself, I don't know. I think they called it the head or whatever.
Well, if it's the head, I mean,
they shave the heads.
Yeah, usually send that out to a machine shop. If they're just going to replace the head gasket only, you could be back in the same position you're in now if that head got warped.
No, they shave the heads and they put a new gasket in. There's no parts.
Well, they're saying the part's the head gasket, but you should be able to make that. I guess if we call them right now, Zach, what are they going to tell us?
The service advisor that I've talked to told me that he got approval to go look at aftermarket parts, and so he's going to probably say that he's done everything he can. He told us that he's kind of just been dodging our calls a lot too. So, I mean,
who's the service manager dealing with down there, or advisor, whatever they're referred to?
The service advisor,
Who are you dealing with down there?
The service advisor in their service department.
And what's the name? Do you know?
Jeremy.
Deputy.
It's hard to believe that you can't get a new head for a Ford
in a month or
2012.
So. Hey Doc, would you go call them for us? Larry H. Miller. Hold tight, all right, Zach. I want to see what this guy's got to say. It's weird because find out what part's back ordered, and then let's say they say it's the head gasket, whatever they say it is. Then let's call another dealership. In fact, get the VIN from Zach.
Right.
Make sure we have the VIN. Then we're going to call another dealership and see if the part's back ordered.
Yeah,
I mean that's kind of crazy. That long of a time. That does bring something up though, from a perspective of an attorney. If you have a warranty, I don't care if it's on a car or a refrigerator, if there is a part back ordered, at what
I got to give you a rental car.
It's got to be reasonable at some point. I mean, a lot of times things are defined as reasonable. So how do you does that basically come down to, Marco, what the judge or the jury find reasonable?
Well, sure. But you know what? Look, like so many other people, like 95% of people, he didn't pull the contract and look and see what his rights are.
Yeah. Well,
so,
if it's an aftermarket warranty, it's probably next to nothing.
Well, you know what? I mean, they're going to pay. I mean, but...
Hey, Bennett, you got a comment on the water heater. What is it, sir?
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Bennett. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good, brother. Mark, you did a heck of a job on that water heater thing. You treat all your referral people just like you treat everyone else. Now, you may think you're a little bit harder on it, but I think you're equal.
You think so?
If I'd have been that lady, I would be jumping through a hoop to get $200 back. I mean, that referral guy, whoever the plumbers were, they did above and beyond.
Smith is a good company down there in the Springs. Really, it's not that she got $200 back. How I look at it is she got a new water heater installed with the permit, with a full diagnostic on the other problems she had plumbing-ways for $189. I mean, really, that's the value she got. Bennett, are you doing good, man? I know you had a little health scare there. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, Mark. They think they got all the cancer out.
All right.
So I just have to go in every 90 days to have them recheck it.
When are we going to go celebrate and I get to buy you dinner?
Brother, when you guys have time, you and, Susan, let me know.
You got it, man. It was good talking to you. I'm glad you're doing a lot better, but it would have scared. I probably would have had a heart attack the second they told me I had a problem.
Well, I almost did, but I had some real good care. And, Mark, you do a heck of a job on that show.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that, Bennett. 303-713-8255. Bennett's a longtime listener. Good guy. Plus, he gave me kudos. I like that, Dan.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you do a good job if I get dinner, too.
I'm not buying you dinner.
You didn't even have to pay him for that, Mark.
No, I didn't. What is this update on this online auction, Daff? What was that one? Give me a little, let's tease before we go to the break. What was it? Oh, was this the guy that paid the $1,000? He showed up to some office to pick the stuff up. It was an online auction. He got there, and he never got the stuff, and he never got his $1,000 back. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You remember this one, Dan?
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot more to it than that.
A lot more.
But we're going to find out what happened there. And then Deputy Doc's working with Zach, and we're going to find that out. And then Rob's got an insurance problem. We're going to find out what that is right after this.
This is Denver's Talk Station with John Martino.
Mark, who do I have? Anybody?
Usually you don't say cracked head gasket. I'll bet you it's a leaky.
First of all, it's an aluminum block. It
like
got worked. It did
like this,
not
right?
get cracked.
The head
Like there's a
probably
difference between the head and the gasket.
Yeah, of course.
Usually,
Right? The gasket is like this.
I only own fucking 5 Goodyear.
That's what I'm saying.
If the head gasket went,
That's
no way
this,
you're
is
not
that
going to
this
send
part
that
right
head
here?
out to be machined.
Right.
You have to. And if it truly is cracked somehow, then you have to replace it.
Yeah, but it's
You
just
don't
the
put
top,
solder
right?
in it, Dan. You can't solder
No,
it.
Mark, it's this part right here, though, right?
What?
The head.
You're thinking that looks like a valve cover.
Yeah.
You're thinking of a valve cover.
The head is where the spark plugs go into. It holds the spark plugs.
Oh, wait a minute.
The gasket.
Yeah. Okay.
This has got all the rocker arms and stuff underneath.
Right. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, this is a valve cover.
But usually they don't say a cracked gasket. If it's overheating and stuff, it probably warps it.
Yeah, but if it's aluminum, that could be the whole frickin' engine block.
Well, I don't think a block normally does. I think the head would go first. But usually it can warp, and you're right, they got to go get them shaved or.
Yeah, they shave the heads. They put them on a machine, and it's like cutting the rotors for a car.
Yep. It's just like saying, just smooth it out so the gasket. Otherwise, it may or may not.
Because it's got to be perfect.
Yes.
Because when they lock it down with the bolts, the gasket's got a hole. But anyway, yeah, I didn't go back to school until I was I decided to be a lawyer. You got to have a 4-year college degree before you go to law school, right?
What was your first job that you did then?
Well, when I decided to be a lawyer, I was 31 years old.
Okay.
I didn't have a college degree.
Oh, so you had to do everything. But you went.
It was 7 years. So I had to go get a 4-year bachelor's degree, regular college degree, before I even applied to law school.
So what were you doing before 31?
Oh, shitting around, Listen, I in Pennsylvania, I got all the hills, right? And so for a while, I worked for this landscaping company.
Oh man, that'll make you want to go back to school, I bet.
Well, listen, we were doing commercial retaining walls. So like a shopping center, like you'd have to. They wanted it like that, right? You have to dig it out, and then you put railroad ties, the big ones.
Oh, you weren't doing poured ones; you were doing railroad ties.
Oh yeah. We were doing, and then every you drop one back.
Right. So you had it tier it.
Yeah. You had to tier it, and then I was the guy up there with the 10-pound sledge.
Pounding in the rebar.
Yeah, no, but nails like this. Like 15 feet off the ground. Bam!
You were like old John Henry.
I don't know who John Henry was, but.
You don't know. Wait, you're from Pittsburgh.
Is he related to Johnny Appleseed?
He was a miner in the.
No, he's a railroad. He's not
Henry.
No, he did railroad ties.
Oh, I thought John Henry was the guy.
Who do I have next?
Hey, I called up
But I did all kinds of
service
stuff.
manager at Larry H. Miller.
Yes.
There's
I
nothing.
left him a phone number.
I did cement
I said,
work
call
between
us.
college and stuff.
I gave him a back line before 2 and
Yeah, cement
Martino
work.
after 2.
Cement work.
And when I come in
Yeah.
tomorrow morning,
That made
I'll
me-
see if he's.
you
You
follow
learned a
up.
lot, though, didn't you?
Oh, yeah,
I told Zach.
absolutely.
Did you get the VIN?
You
I
learn
did
a lot.
got, yeah, I got the
Makes
VIN. I got
you-
the,
You don't want to do
what
that
they're
your whole
looking
life.
for.
Make sure you go to
So
school.
when Jeremy calls,
Exactly.
if he does, we'll be able
Yeah.
to give him the info.
Can you see if you can get Kevin from Sheridan Auto
That's
Tech
why,
to come
you
on?
know what? That's why I don't like a lot of illegal immigration, because we did that job, those labor
Right.
jobs back there. Now,
Yeah.
they're like too good to do the work
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
bull crap. And you know, people don't know anything. They don't know how to do.
Remember,
stuff.
this is a guy drawing a valve cover.
Even our kids. Even our kids didn't do the manual labor we did.
I know it.
Wait,
They should be able to make that. They should be able
What's
to
the
make
point?
that gasket.
Make it. That's like a lot of times that gasket's metal.
What if it's
Like
Oh, that's
aluminum.
true. It could be that's right. It could be metal.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I thought it was like a real
Like
thick
No,
cardboard.
no, this has got to be a strong
Not
gasket.
cardboard.
That's
You're
not-
literally thinking of a valve cover, though.
I think I am.
Well, that was
You just
rubber.
unbolt it, you put it down. Put it
Valve
back.
cover gaskets are rubber though.
Some are
Rubberized.
So what's the head gasket made out of?
Usually like a metal and
Well, then shouldn't
rubber.
they
and
just
a-
be able to punch it out? I mean,
There's like, yeah,
Well, who has a punch-out machine for
the Ford should take, you know.
Or
a
no,
machine
I-
shop.
I have a hard time believing that it's on back order.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I know. That's what we're gonna. That's what I'm gonna
You know
get
what? Here,
Kevin
just
on.
get online.
In
Look
fact,
for one.
I'll bet you something's a little.
Well,
He said it was a Ford.
He doesn't know.
The little one.
Here's
Was
the
it?
J.C. Whitney, the whole.
It's a 212 Ford Fusion.
Fusion.
But he didn't know if it was the head or the head gasket.
Well,
If the head gasket went out, they've got to check the engine. There's no way they're not going to do it.
Right.
Because they'll put it back together and they're fucked.
is that where you could be losing
Well, it should be
compression?
under warranty.
Yeah.
Right. No, but I'm saying he didn't know. He was confused. He didn't know whether it was the
They should be able to find a
cylinder
head
head
for
or
it.
the head gasket.
Right.
So Jeremy should know, obviously.
And I'm sure you can get a used head.
Either or, they're going to be able to find
I
it.
got a used head one time.
Yeah, but
and
you
she
know,
was-
yeah, she was
good.
not that good.
She wasn't
She
that
she was
good.
all used up.
I know. It was a gum job.
Oh. Can you believe this shit
I know.
I put up
I
with?
know. I don't even like that.
Here you
la,
go.
La 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 la.
Ford Fusion. Oh, here's engine cylinder head. AutoZone.
How much?
I mean,
I don't know.
What kind of vehicle
there
is
it is. I can
It was
get
a
two-
Fusion. Ford Fusion.
2012 Fusion or
Right.
Focus?
Two available at
Fusion.
Nissan on 104. Right here.
Two available what?
Heads.
The whole head?
Yeah.
But is it OEM?
Do they have the gasket set too?
Oh, I'm sure. The gasket sets you can buy again, J.C. Whitney.
Yeah, I know, but they don't.
Here you go. AutoZone.
All right, 303-713-8255. Deputy Doc, you called up Larry H. Miller. Did you leave a message? Did you talk to him?
Zach said he'd been dealing with Jeremy in the service department.
Okay.
I left a message with Jeremy, gave him all the relevant information, gave him our backline number.
Cool.
And 303 Martino if he calls after office hours. So we'll see by tomorrow if we get any response.
And I want to double check what he's going to tell us, even though we don't know what it is yet. Kevin Calkin, Sheridan Auto Tech. Kevin, what's up, man?
Hey, Mark, what's going on?
Hey, listen, we've got this guy, Zach, he called up. His vehicle has been sitting at Larry H. Miller. He has an aftermarket warranty, and I guess they agreed to pay for it, but it's been there for over a month. We don't know if it needs the entire head or if it just needs a head gasket, but they're telling him there's a part back ordered. If we give you the VIN, would you do me a favor and see if you can find a Ford dealer that's going to have these parts in stock? Because, Dan, you found what? You found the head somewhere.
Actually, it was two used Ford Fusion cars. I looked at it. I didn't. Yeah,
Oh, man.
I know it. I know.
Now
it.
I just want to spank.
I
Dan.
found one.
I'm going to pretend we're playing racquetball and
I
spank
found
him.
one at AutoZone.
Yeah, but AutoZone, this is going to be, if it's a Ford warranty. See, that's the other thing. I don't know if it's an aftermarket warranty. So, Kevin, if we give you the VIN, can you see if there's dealer parts around? And typically speaking, that's an aluminum head, right?
Almost everything's aluminum now, yeah.
Is there any reason, would you ever do a head gasket without actually sending the head out?
No, never.
Never, right? So these folks, and then on an aluminum head, is there, I mean, they really don't crack, right?
No, they can, depending on how hot or whatever the condition is, they can crack, sure.
So we
Or
don't
they
know
get
if
warped beyond repair. You can't straighten them enough.
Yeah, okay. So would you do us a favor and see if you can find a head
and a gasket set for it, because I can't figure out what they're saying they have to wait for. I mean, it's been a month plus.
Why does the VIN matter if it's just a 212 Ford Fusion?
Because he'll look it up. They could be different designs, sometimes depending on what. I mean, I've even seen them, Kevin, where in the middle of a certain year they change something.
Yeah, they definitely have production breaks, yeah.
Yeah, it changes all the time. Hold tight, Kevin. So, Deputy Doc, do me a favor. Talk to Kevin.
To him right now.
And then do one more favor. Have Zach send us the front page of his policy, his aftermarket warranty. I want to see if he can have it done somewhere else. If he can bring this thing anywhere, I don't know why he's dealing with these guys. Deputy Dan, have we been getting a lot of complaints on them?
At Larry Miller, yeah, we've gotten probably 3 in the last 2 months.
God, what are they generally? What's the last one you remember?
Jeez, I can't. Now you're really stretching it.
It's one of those words. I hear Larry H. Miller, and it just in my mind goes, oh, God, not another one of those.
But, Mark?
Yes, ma'am.
I have an angel at Larry H. Miller, and they take care of these situations. So Doc knows that if we need to.
Yeah, but, Daphne, they've had the car for over a month. I mean, it's a ridiculous problem. I mean, that's great we have someone there. Well, hopefully they will take care of it. Let's leave it at that right now. But, my God. I wonder if he did have a rental. If he had a rental, I'd feel better about it. Joshua, what's going on with this auction? What was the name of the auction house? I remember you calling.
Dick and Sheets.
So Dick and Sheets, to catch everybody up, this was an online auction. You bought, what was it, a dentist, a doctor's office, some kind of medical equipment?
Correct. It was like the exam tables, the benches, and the
so you won online. And then you showed up, and I want to be very clear about this. You showed up, and you paid them $1,000 in cash, but you owed roughly $1,250 or $1,300, right?
Correct.
They would not take a credit card.
I'd also bid on some bikes prior to that.
Okay.
And $450 of the payment that I paid first before I went to the doctor's office was paid on my Visa card. And when I got back, after I went up to the doctor's with the rental truck and the hired help, couldn't get a hold of anybody. There was nobody at the office like they said that there would be. I go back to the office. Over the weekend, they had somebody, their team, move the stuff from the doctor's office to their facility in Denver. So I go there to pay the rest of the remaining balance. They tell me that they won't take my card for the $50. I had almost all of it in cash, but I needed to run like $50 on the Visa.
Yeah, I understand. So you didn't. I mean, the bottom line is they don't have to take a credit card.
We tells me that I can't get the stuff out because there's the way that it's positioned, and they have like 3 different people yelling at me, and it was just really unprofessional.
Did you ever end up getting the stuff? Did they ever contact you after you called us a couple weeks ago or whenever it was?
Never.
They reached out. They reached out to Deputy Clint. Listen, they reached out to Deputy Clint and basically said you knew that you had to pay. You weren't there at the proper time. I mean, they basically made it sound like you understood. And then the one thing that did stick out, and I'm sorry Clint's not here, I'd question him on it, which I will after the show. But did they, I think you have a total of 3 or 4 days, and they were saying after this time you showed up with your help to get everything, that you didn't contact them again for weeks. Is that correct?
That is correct. I never contacted them again after I was yelled at, and I was told that I couldn't pick up the stuff. And they had like all these excuses why I couldn't pick up the stuff that day. I was going to have my friend go to the ATM. There was still over half an hour left of the day. I had the truck. It wouldn't have taken us very long to move everything that we had bought. And
so Dan, hold on.
And they said, no, we can't. We're not going to allow you to because of the way that everything is in our warehouse. You can't get to it right now.
So Marco.
So I didn't have enough money to go back and buy another rental truck to get more rent.
Joshua, hold on. Joshua, I get it. I hear all the singing the blues. I get it. Marco, listen. Guy goes to an auction, wins the auction, gives him $1,000 for the stuff, but he owes $1,250. He goes to pick the stuff up for whatever reason, he doesn't get it. I don't even really care why at this point, because that's not where my question's going. He doesn't contact them again. He's got his own side of the story. They have their own. But 2-3 weeks go by. In the agreement, you're supposed to pick the stuff up in 3 or 4 days. Ultimately, they end up re-auctioning it, selling it to somebody else. I have no idea what the other person paid for it, but they will not give his $1,000 back because he had 3 days. The only question I really have that is going to relate to you, almost like if you rented something and canceled it and they charged you, but yet they still rented it out again. They never really lost anything. Do you think this guy's got any chance in hell? And more importantly, is it even fair for them to pay him back at this point because he didn't pay in full and he's got his reasons? I get it. And he didn't get the stuff out of there in a period of time. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, you could waive, you make a deposit on something and you don't follow through, you waive the rights to get your deposit back. The other thing is they had to store it.
Well,
wait. He didn't show up.
Wait a
now,
second.
I'm going to make both sides of the argument.
No, but hold on. There's companies out there, for example, that'll take a application fee to rent an apartment. And they'll take 50 application fees for $100, and they'll make more on those damn application fees than the one guy they actually rent it to.
But, Mark, it all boils down to the contract. If the contract
you want to talk about apartments or you want to talk about the auction?
Wait, if he said that he has to pick it up in 3 days, otherwise the sale is void, he never went back.
So even though they resold it and they were made whole on it, you don't think that's
wait a minute.
an issue?
They had to store it, and didn't they have to re-auction it? They got to pay another auctioneer?
Well, it's online, but yes, they had to re-auction it. But no, hold on. All the pictures are there. They just had to relist it.
Right.
This isn't
now, that's their side of the story. They're going to say, look, we had costs and expenses, and he waived it. Now, his side of the story is, like you said, hey, but you sold it to somebody else. You made all kind of money.
Unjust enrichment.
And they were unjustly enriched. I can't. Do you read my mind?
No, you read mine.
Well, one or the other.
It's like reading a blank page.
Either way, it depends on which way the USB is connected.
So, okay, now that we looked at it from that stance, I want to know what you think is fair, not necessarily who would win after this.
Now, impact traffic.
He didn't go back the next day to get the stuff.
If you got somewhere to go, now's a good time to try to get across town. There is a crash coming in.
And that's it.
It's relative.
No, it wasn't his relative. It was an auctioneer.
It wasn't his cousin?
No.
Oh.
See, Dan? Ask him where he got his shirt.
See, I thought you had said, Doc, on this one, that they had to move. When he didn't pick it up, they had to actually move it to a warehouse.
He went to pick it up. It was after hours. There was nobody there to open up the place for him. He didn't go back the next day. He said he felt intimidated, and he just walked away.
You know what? Listen.
Wait, let me finish.
People are idiots.
He was an idiot. He said, they weren't there. I didn't go back. I just walked away. So in my mind, he forfeits his right to that property to go back 3 months later.
Hold on, gentlemen. And Doc. SimplyFloorsInc.com. If you've been listening to the show, Buddy helped us on something this morning. But here's the bottom line. Don't go to Home Depot. Don't go to Lowe's. Don't go to the big boxes. If you need new flooring, whether it's carpet, hardwood, luxury vinyl tile, which I've gotten from them, it's absolutely beautiful. You name it when it comes to flooring, SimplyFloorsInc.com. You can go to their showroom, but the best way to handle it is you go to SimplyFloorsInc.com, and right there you set up a date. They will bring the showroom to you, and they will answer any questions. They'll help you out. They'll give you a bid. They will give you an estimate that'll come in into what they said. They're just great guys. Check them out right now, SimplyFloorsInc.com, SimplyFloorsInc.com.
So here's my question. It boils down once again to what the contract. If the contract says if you don't retrieve the items in 72, 48, 3, whatever it is,
Come in now.
It should be delineated what the rules are.
Yeah, he probably waived under the rules.
Right. So you're saying what they should do?
You can't. You sound like that parts store or that diesel mechanic in Castle Rock that hung a sign that said, what did it say?
Okay, you're kind of wrong.
Right.
No, I'm not wrong.
We don't guarantee the parts, whatever.
No, we don't. What does it say? No refund on parts.
This guy says you look like him.
But that's parts they order.
Who's he look like?
Jeremy Irons? I don't know who that is.
I have no idea who that is.
English actor.
But don't you think it's incumbent on him to pick up the stuff that he bought? He can't just leave it there.
Yes.
He's abandoning it.
Yes. Doc, yes. But I also think if they resold it for $1,000 or more, they could be fucking decent and give him some of his money back.
They could be decent and do it. But they're not obligated to do it, is all I'm saying.
Where was it?
He abandoned the property.
So, we're live?
Yeah.
Yeah, but his argument is I showed up there and no one was there when they told me to go get it.
Marco looks like Jeremy.
And then it turned into some kind of scuffle or something.
No, he just walked away for 3 months.
I know, that's the part that's like...
Right.
Thanks,
Jay. Go the next day to make arrangements.
That's the part that drives me crazy is that he left for so long.
Thanks, Jeremy.
He
I
abandoned
guess.
the property.
Is that a compliment?
Well, he's a good-looking guy. Isn't he?
And he can't look like Marco.
I know.
Do you know who Jeremy Irons is? I didn't know him.
Yeah, he's an actor.
Yeah. God, you know a lot of it. You know all those.
I know trivia. I'm really good at trivia.
Seinfeld trivia?
Any kind of trivia. I mean, I'm not an expert on a particular. Well, there are a couple of things I'm an expert on.
Boy, Gabby doesn't sound good right there.
But you guys know every minutia about Seinfeld. It's scary.
Wow. It is scary.
But I know we watched MASH for 12 years, 3 times a day, when we were in residency and medical school. So I know all sorts of MASH trivia, minutia.
I wasn't that big on MASH. It really wasn't.
Well, we were in medical school at the time, so we loved it.
Here's a question for you, Doc.
Okay.
What's the difference between an arbitration and a mediation?
Oh, it's because mediation isn't binding, arbitration is.
Very good.
It's not always binding.
And
but arbitration
and mediation. Oh no, arbitration I think is.
No, it's not. Why do you think
Not
they call
always.
it
They call
binding,
it binding
arbitration?
You want to hear something? We sued our home builder.
Dan, you think you'd learn by now.
According to the contract.
Hey, why does it say 3/10/2020 is a Thursday?
Because it was.
And also the mediator, they can negotiate.
I thought today was
It's
3/10.
just like a judge, really.
Exactly. We were supposed to mediate our home, arbitrate, which we would have been fucked. But because the home builder sued one of the subs, it took it out of mediation. We were able to sue them in court.
Oh, okay.
And we got a 6-figure settlement.
For what?
From our home builder.
Huh. Well, this is different than what we're doing, right? How does that work?
What are you looking up? Oh, Mark?
Yeah.
I spoke to Kevin.
Yes.
He's gonna look it up and get back to us.
When is Kaplan?
I left a message for Zach to call back with see what he wasn't there, but I left a message for him to send us a copy of the front page.
So that's in military time. What? 1600?
16 to 18.
I was never in the military.
Yeah, all you have to do is be able to add though. So
my dad said if I was in the military, the first day someone said something to me, said, "Private Manfred, do this." I said, "What the fuck?" And I'd be in the brig for the rest of my.
I told my dad. I told this to Mark. He thinks it's funny. When I told my dad I went in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
He looks at me and goes, "You stupid fuck." And he turned around.
It is funny.
He turned around and walked away.
Well, you signed up for the Marines.
Yeah.
He's running up all proud and shit. Guess what I did, Dad? You must have been devastated.
I can't take mom.
You must have felt like you do after racquetball.
Well, I bet you
all right, 303-713-8255. Don't forget, live at troubleshooter.com. You can always email us. And 303-MARTINO, that number works on and, of course, off the air. In real CBD that works, why do I bring it up? Because I just had an email. What is the name of that company? And, by the way, you can get 20% off with promo code TOM, but they're great people. realcbdthatworks.com. They're right here. In fact, they just gave, I don't know if it's called a grant, a donation, but they just gave a lot of money to CSU, like $1.5 million to open a lab up, because when you buy CBD products through them, it is exactly what's on the bottle. If they say 60 milligrams, for example, that's what you're going to get. You can buy CBD everywhere, but there's a lot of snake oil out there, and just stay away from it. These guys are the real deal with the real lab. realcbdthatworks.com, and they'll ship it right to you. You can also pick it up if you're in the Denver area, and then on top of that, use promo code TOM for 20% off. Now, what do you think, Marco? Joshua, what do you think? First of all, to me, fair is if they made that same amount of money back in that auction. Honest to God, Joshua, I think they should give you some money back. But at the same time, not communicating with them for 3 or 4 weeks is not good.
Mark.
Where was the property?
Different times.
Say it again, Joshua.
I showed up there 3 different times to retrieve this stuff.
Where did you show up?
It's like a doctor's office.
To the auction.
Oh, it's actually, it's not in office.
No, the stuff was at a doctor's office.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Where did you show up?
And they moved it from the office to their location.
Got it. Well, they had some expense
I showed up at their location to pick up the stuff with my 2 workers and the rental truck, and they refused me to pick it up.
But you didn't pay for it yet, in their defense.
It would have all been paid for until he refused the $50 on the Visa. So therefore, my friend was going to run to the ATM.
Got it.
And get the $50. It wouldn't have taken.
How do you screw this up?
Look, for the life of me, I don't know.
I mean, these people are auctioneers. They're obviously professionals.
They've been around a while.
How do you screw this up?
Don't know.
I never had used their service.
But Joshua,
most of them are cash. It's end of story.
Joshua, when you went to pick it up and nobody was there, did you go back the next day to try and make arrangements to
and if not,
have
what
somebody
did you
there?
do? And if not, what did you do?
You told me you didn't go back because you were intimidated.
It was the weekend, and so after I went back, they had already retrieved all the stuff that I had bid on and brought it to their location.
Here's what I'm going to do. Joshua, I got to go. But listen, Deputy Clint will be in tomorrow. Hopefully. He was supposed to be in today, but he wasn't feeling good. I'll get with him. We're going to find out what happened, okay? And then that's it. Honestly, it sounds like you screwed yourself. You didn't pick it up. I know you don't want to hear it. All right, listen, 303-MARTINO. Don't forget that number works on and off the air. Referrallist.com for the absolute best, and I mean best, people out there. Referrallist.com. See you tomorrow.
Time to talk about ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan.
I'll talk to him tomorrow.
Did you? It was Doc that handled it.
Yeah, I talked.
Oh, you talked to the auctioneer.
I thought it was Clint.
Yeah. And they said, look.
I'm thinking it's Clint this whole time.
Yeah, and I'll be tomorrow.
So you are.